appreciate Mr. Yahuwah, everything he has done and is doing. Isn't that right? So every time you turn on the news, by the time you see one situation, it's another one right behind it. By the time you see that situation, another one right behind it. Definitely enough to drive to make you consider your latter end. You can't keep living for so long before everything come to a crumble on us. You would think with everybody in the world seeing everything going on, people would start looking at considering their latter end. Isn't that right? And with so much fun you can have out now, the world ending, it's just not telling the people. You see the weather. I mean, I think California got 6 more feet of snow the other day. Last thing they needed, California responsible for a lot of corruption in America. They had New York. I told them probably 2 of our dumbest states. And the people from up there, they know it too. They know they're not that bright. It ain't all the people up there, probably 2 or 3 of them not. But over the whole New York and California, you cut them out, the world will be better balanced out. Just let them float out where they're going. It's just a catastrophe. When you look at what society is today, and I saw a commercial today with China. China's trying to promote more heterosexual relationships. You know, it's sad that you got to do that, and they're being criticized for it. They're showing men and a man, a woman, and a child. They're really trying to push it. You know, they're going to hurt them on the world market. Now, the homosexual agenda, they'll come along, they'll crash their economy like they've done the rest of them. It used to be a time America, well, no, they never had no moral standard, but for whatever reason, people just kind of look at America thinking they had a little bit of more of a standard. You know, the fact that we sat around today, I've been with you. I don't know what straight people doing. We should have been turned this place out. And the fact that our kids being exposed to their foods, and you got to sit around and talk to teachers and principals and administrators and talk to the school board about homosexual book, teach them how to be homosexual, how to have homosexual sex, and homosexual come and read books to them, homosexual come and dance, perform for them. It's all our fault. And we call a spade like it used to be, call a spade, a lot of that stuff would have stopped. They never even pushed it out here. Now they're unsilenced there, but everybody afraid of them. They scare everybody out. They try to find out who can get government funding so they can see who they can punk out and who they can get to shut their mouth. I won't stop talking about me wrong. Ain't no man got no business with their penis in the back of no man's booty. Shouldn't be happening. And that right tongue for ain't no woman got no business doing no bad mouth with no other woman. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just ridiculous. It's so sad that we even got these days going on now that we even have to sit around and try to explain it, even try to discuss it. But unfortunately, that's where we at now. Look at America. Folks, and you know, unfortunately, people don't realize a lot of people look at America as Satan. And you can't blame them. Between you look at all the killing that you got with the people of color, when you look at, you know, discrimination, when you look at homosexuality going on here, what else would you call it? They ain't got one clean politician out of all of them they got. And you put all of them in a bag and turn them upside down, it wouldn't matter who hit the ground first. They just right into the core. I mean, there's no standard no more. I mean, it used to be a time they had a standard. You had to have a kind of lifestyle or something bad. They would tell you don't even run. These people that don't matter what you do, go ahead. You can rape women. Trump ran and won, and he had recordings and everything. Talking about he just walked up to him. He said, "I just stick my hand in their vagina, stick my tongue in their mouth." He said, "You could do that when you're famous." The man won the president. You thought it would have killed him. Didn't stop him one time. Racist. He was behind what's those boys in New York? Them 6 boys. What's it 6? The Central Park 5. He was behind them getting prosecuted. How many of y'all familiar with the Central Park 5? Them boys, yeah. He got them locked up. Him running his mouth up down. Sorry white boy. I mean, one of the sorry one they got. And they probably mess around. I doubt he won't get back in there. That's one thing he won't do. They'll get another gay lover in there. For whatever reason he gave, they rush aside. I've been told you, the only thing that makes sense, you got to break away from these people, got to establish our own. That's okay, huh? Get my mic. Who that one? That's right. It ain't your fault. What'd he do to you? Same to her, telling you you go to Walmart, you got another place to get your bullets from. And like Mac on the block. Ain't that right? But everybody all right? Penny, I tell you what, but time done caught up with me. I tried my best to outrun that joker, but somehow or another he ran me down. I shouldn't have stopped running. That's what happened. As soon as you stop to use the bathroom, time will catch you. Isn't that right? I was trying to read something. Man, my eyes all over the place. I'm going to say this. I'm going to give everybody a chance. How many of y'all really want to be saved? All right. Who stole my glasses? Man, I brought my glasses in here. My glasses, man. I know when y'all do that. Where these babies at? How many babies we got in here? I need all these babies. I need to check all these babies. Bring, let me see. Yeah. I need to check these baby. I need to put it. I want to put their hand on the Bible, not the Bible. Get her. Get her. Ryan, ask your daughter did she see my glasses. Y'all be surprised. These kids, listen, y'all check these bags when y'all get home. Man, these kids got guns and everything and all kind of stuff. I know some of this stuff in these kids' bag. Y'all scared to check their bag. Listen, these baby got to repent too. I got out my car. I parked inside. A guy said, let me get my glasses. Got my glasses. I walked up here. I came off and I came out here. My glasses are missing. Who stole the glasses? Dawson, you think you know who stole my glasses? Who you'll say stole it? Yeah, they stole it. That's what I'm talking about. Get you a reward. That's it. Don't be, listen, y'all can't be afraid to tell on your siblings. Yeah, tell on them. That's how you're doing, isn't it? Yeah, said she had no idea what happened. AJ, you think you know who stole my glasses? Does anybody have any idea? Alyssa, who you think stole my glasses? If you had to pick somebody, who would you call? You still thinking? I know you better not call Uriah name. He choking. He at home right down there. He said, I choked him. This is when she get home, she call my name. Does anybody have any idea? Who woke up all of a sudden they can see all of a sudden real good? Put your name on the board. Oh, you woke up one day and you just could see real good. I know who stole it. Your daddy stole it. That's it. Don't try to fall for him. Go ahead and tell who it is. Somebody knows something in him. Who you think? Mick, if you had to pick somebody, just blind pick somebody, who would it be? That's what I'm thinking. Where Alice at? Joker, don't be on that high, Joker. Can you see me? Can you see me, Joker? Open your eyes, Joker. Who you think stole my glasses? We had to pick somebody. Thank you. They're the best answer you could. Don't you be threatening these kids, and we're not threatening these kids. These kids got a right to speak their mind, ain't that right? These kids see you, Jahid. Ain't that right? Somebody knows something. I gotta get them glasses. What if we pass a plate round and we just raise the money back up? I think I wore them things about 4 or 5 good times. One day I could see real good, then they fogged up, and my glasses needed glasses. Anybody that had that, their glasses work real good, then they're just like they turn off. Now, look at it, I said, this what these words look like? They're so pretty. And letter came up. Now I looked at the word, I said, if you see it, you can't pronounce it. My glasses, we're finna cut off. And it just cut off on me for something. They were like, oh man, I see everything. Them days over with. So I'm back to blind life now. But I can see other stuff like that. I see anything. Hold up some fingers, Lancaster. Yeah, I see that. I see a little french fry juice running down over there. How many of y'all done went and got that bucket of french fry from McDonald's? I know somebody did it. Ain't nobody even rolled through there. Nobody seen McDonald's. Thank you for your answer. Now, you said, now we're going too far. Now, you're going to tell me they got a McDonald's on every block. Now they're going to holler, they ain't never seen a McDonald's. Them the folk been there. How many of y'all, you don't know the last time you seen a McDonald's? Hold on, Tab. You don't know the last time you even seen a McDonald's? David up there. How did they get them apple pies in that truck that time? Man, they had a bag. They had a bad day. They had all kind of, what are they, apple pie? We had an egg McMuffin. An egg McMuffin, do they have kosher pork on that? What, hot Cheetos? What it was, some hot Cheetos and Funyuns? What is that? Pack of Roman noodles. Hot Cheetos. And McDonald's in the office. What is he on there? Didn't he have a honey bun or cinnamon roll they found out? Who that? This is my, hey, Greek. Greek probably, where Greek at? He's sick? Well, he's still sick. What all, Greek can tell the truth. We can trust Greek, he honest. He ain't from America. Greek can tell her what we done seen now. So I ain't seen it, I seen some picture coming. Greek, what all kind of stuff you done seen in Dave's truck that wasn't considered non-GMO? Hot Cheetos, McDonald's bag, honey bun. I knew it was something in there. Panda Express. Popsicle. Man got all day stuff down there. That man be trying to check Dave. Dave broke down so Dave was starving. Dave got a popsicle. You see, I know you weren't living right. You got a popsicle. Nigga, it was a popsicle. I was broke down. Yeah, I knew you. I knew you been eating that GMO. He called him GMO Dave. Yeah, Dave pretty strict with his stuff, though. Dave won't eat that stuff, will he? Listen, Malachi, you said no, Malachi said. So you eat a couple of them french fries. I'm going to tell you what, McDonald's, you'd have the best fries. I don't care nobody. Hold on. What'd you say, Ed? What you saying? I said McDonald's had the best fries? No, you said, who you think had the best fries? Wendy. You know what they're talking about. They did not now. They good now. They better now. Ain't nobody never had better french fries than McDonald's. Never. Now Chick-fil-A, now they'll be hot, but the thing is, they're not french fries. You know what I'm saying? They waffle, them not real french fries. Ain't no french fry supposed to have no holes in it. Everybody knows that. No. McDonald's had the best fries. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't perfect. I slipped by that last year one time. I went to see. But I ain't try to hide it. I said, I remember what they taste like. I went by and I got one, the red box. I was disappointed. Now, I ate every one of them, but I was disappointed. I found how many them things cost. I said, man, let me eat these things. They ain't never got. I said, man, I remember one time, I wanted it fried. I remember them things, listen, I don't know, they must have bought their salt from a glass company. Because they use the glitter. That's what make it glitter on there. Nobody salt do with McDonald's. I'm telling you, that's glass. But I ain't complaining. Either them glass or diamonds on there. But when you eat them, I'm going to tell you how you eat french fries. If you eat McDonald's french fries, you really don't need no ketchup. But if you do, just bust one, put it, and when you eat them, the best way to eat them, stick your hand in the bag and just be coming out. Stick it, and that thing run out. Listen, you pissed, look in that bag and move it over. It's some fries right there in that cone. Them be the best one. Now, this when you real nigga fry eater. It's one little brown one being there. One little brown. Listen, even though you're in the car by yourself, you just look around, make somebody don't see you. Because it look like you're eating a booger. So you got to make somebody, someone said, you ate a booger. And they'll be blowing at you on the spreadway. So you get that one. You said a little brown in that, not the black one. It's a brown one. That's a brother. You get the brother, and you put in where nobody don't see. So like I said, because you do it wrong, it's going to look like you came from him. So you got to get it and make sure nobody else looking, eat the brother. Now, how many of y'all going to go to McDonald's and look for the brother? See what I'm saying? I know some folks going by now. You got to eat the other one to get to the brother. Man, I'm telling them some fries right now. My mama like Burger King french fries, ain't it? Oh, she's sick. My mama's sick. And I can tell you, they sick. Burger King fries. Let me tell you something. Oh, listen, I don't ever eat Burger King fries. It come with the burger. I ain't got nothing else to do. You get Burger King fries to put in the drink to help eat the acid out the Coca-Cola. You don't actually eat them things. Yeah, them not even french fries. I'm telling you who ain't never had no fry worth nothing, but you eat them when you drunk and you got chicken. Churches. Church chicken. No, I don't eat no chicken. I don't know. I'm not for y'all them bun up fries, man. Them things ridiculous looking. That's too much. French fry, listen, it's a simple potato cut and dropped in grease. Don't be trying to throw no fire, spurts, island spices. It's French fries. Cut the done potato and drop it in the grease. Everything else work itself out. Hit the salt light. Get you somebody from McDonald's. They're the best salted. The McDonald's folks salted for you. All you need, or you can get your packet, bust it open and put on a napkin. Get your fry and just wipe it through there. Boy, you hurt yourself. Just remember and throw a rod at your neck. Most of y'all know, how many of y'all like to put a lot of ketchup on your fries? You need to be in prison. You can't do that. Fries, you have to respect fries. I'm telling you, you put too much on that, it's just like a bloody man. It's like a massacre. It's like Chuck Dog done came in and just stabbed it up or something. Fried got to be respected. You guys just put it cross down. How many of y'all eat y'all fries with mayonnaise and mustard on them? I see my wife right. Look at it. Last cat, you did that? You raise your hand, you eat them like that? I'm thinking of a number 1 through 1,000. What you think that number is? Exactly. Check. Who does that? Mayonnaise and mustard on ketchup? I mean, overseas, do that? Now, cats, you been overseas? Chips. They'll eat fish and chips. I don't know. I ain't never seen that. Fried chip. Yeah, someone do that. It comes. Mayonnaise on fried. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Sir? I'm thinking of it. That's right. Keep putting checks out there. Who butchered up some French fry like that? I'll call the police. I see somebody doing that. Mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise on French fry at the same time? Let me tell you how really. This is what you do. You eat fries. This is what some of y'all mess up. I know where you at. Get your fries and shove them in your burger. Wrong. Completely wrong. Fries are made to be eaten. You set your burger out. You want to look at your fry. You want to examine it. You go and get your fry started. Then you want to hit the burger. Put it down. Down. While it steals from chew burger, throw a fry up in that thing. Or two. Chew them up like that. Then right. Back to the burger. Hit that burger, man. While it steals from chew, put it down. If you take it and shove them fries and mash it down, you need to go to prison. It's not made to be eaten. Now, Justin, I'm telling you, Justin, though. I don't mind God, Justin. I don't want to eat with Justin. Because he breaks every legal rule. This man will eat one particular thing. Then he will eat the other particular thing. I said, I can't do that. I got to eat some of here, eat some of that, then get some of that and mix it all in there together. Justin was just like, he'll attack his, he might eat all his burger, then he'll eat it. I was like, what you doing? He's going to eat my fry. You can't eat it. Once the burger going to leave, you're supposed to complete everything like, it's supposed, in unity. Yes, sir.
I just want to say, the way I was raised, I want Henry Grady.
By Bone Henry Grady.
I want my stuff, my meat,
and him. You can do that. You can do that.
Don't give me no shepherd's pie.
No shepherd pie, that's right. That's how you run. But I'm saying, when you eat a burger and fries are meant to be eaten togetherly. Bite, everything completes together. You should, if you ate up all your fries and you got the burger, throw the burger in the trash. Because you don't know how to eat. You don't know what you're doing. Your kid do that. You they be like, yeah, I still got the burger. Get the burger, throw it in the trash. Say, next time, you'll learn how to complete them together. That's right. It's a unity in your eat and your drink. You'll save some drink. You got to wash it all down. You don't ran out of drink. You don't ate up the fry. You got the burger. Right there, get from the table. Here, get away from the table. You ain't smart enough, said it. Just get away from the table. Because you got to, so put it back down. You always save more drink because in case that thing lock up on you now, that burger lock up around your heart, you need that acid. There's only been me eating but 2 drinks you going to use with it. That's a Coke or a Sprite. You got to need that carbonation. So you don't kill over on the floor. Some of y'all probably going in and get a strawberry. Run you straight away from the table. If you're going to get fries and burger, you only can do a Coca-Cola or a Sprite. Them is the only official burger drinks. Now, you might get away with a Pepsi, but you don't go get no clown. Let me get a sweet tea. I said, get this person out of line. You going to mess around and stroke out in this place. You need acid to wash that. That stuff will kill you. Oh, what hell? Yeah, that's now milkshake now you might get away with that. But you'll get clogged up though. They still won't wash it down. They think they said, yeah, that milkshake with it. They when the last time you had hamburger and fries? That's all we're gonna get in, Dave. We're in the synagogue, Dave. We can't use that street stuff. What happened? They said it's been about a week. That's all right. And that's about long we hold on. Yeah, I try to eat a little more. I tell my wife, so I got to clean up my diet a little bit more. She said, you already don't eat in that basket. Yeah, I get just a couple more things out there. But I don't want to say what it is because I don't want to put too much out my mouth. Take my time. You don't want, once you don't put out your mouth, then you're stuck. Just take your time. I'm going to stop probably eating paper, straws, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just try to be more healthy. Try to start leaving that. How many of y'all can do that? Start eating the bags that come in. How many of y'all can do that? That's where it started. Nothing drafted. Some of these folks ain't ready to hell. They still eating the paper. Well, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got to grow. We got to get somewhere. I can tell you what you can stop eating and cut back on. Don't be looking around, Uncle Ted. You like Burger King? What they got? What the hell? What do they have up there in the way? The Whopper. Now it might not be the Whopper. What you like? There you go now. That man throw my mom. They gonna throw my mom in there. That man done got personal. I had a man a simple question out there. This is what he said. Since I done stopped carrying your mom, what he saying? He trying to act like the only reason I went is to take her up there. Do Uncle Ted want to go to Burger King, or you want to go to Burger King? He be the first one to order. That's what I think. Now that Whopper years ago, now the Whopper they had in the 70s ain't the one they got today. Man, I'm telling you something, there's no lie. Back then, in the 70s, you got that thing looked so big. I remember as a kid, I had to eat part of it and rub it. Couldn't eat all of it. You know, Uncle Ted, he know that I said that before, man. Do you remember a grown man can eat a whole chicken? No. It wasn't even heard of. I can go get a whole rotisserie chicken. I done bust one down. It's quick. By the time you pop the leg from now, you bust that chest open. You like, I done ate a whole rotisserie chicken. It was unheard. I'm telling y'all, it's scary that how I don't know what they did to all of us. How many of y'all remember that? A chicken was for a family. You bust a chicken down for a family. If you cook a chicken for a family, you're gonna get laughed at. You know that, the baby gonna laugh at you. Baby said, man, I can put that in my bottle. What you doing? I'm just telling you, it was stuff you couldn't do. A Whopper, let me tell you something, man. You ate a Whopper, you know what they say? They say, get in, you greedy pig. They'll call you a greedy pig. They say, you're a greedy pig, you ate all that thing. Man, they got 2 Whoppers. I mean, you can eat 2 Whoppers and don't even think twice about it now. I'm telling you, I don't know if they put some in the food to make us absorb or something they done to us now, because everything done changed. I'm telling you, I remember, listen, we used to buy milk. My dad would take us to get cereal. Me and my sister eat cereal. My mom used to cook with some milk. We get what in the little carton. That's not the pint, the small one. The liter, not the gallon. No, it's in the quart. That's the quart. Yeah, the quart. That little quart we to get. Listen, man. Me and her eat a bowl of cereal. And you know how much you got to pour? We ain't pouring in no cup. We got to pour it now. And then my mom might cook with something you had and still go back and eat some more cereal. That milk used to last. Man, you can't do no milk. A gallon of milk, that thing said 7 days after the expiration date, milk was still good. They didn't have a commercial. I'm talking about the day they say expire, you had 7 more days before it spoiled. You buy milk on the date they got on and they just put it in there, it'll be spoiled before you get home. You can't, I don't even drink milk anyway. But if I did, I smell it. I wouldn't even touch that stuff. I smell it. It stinks so bad now. I don't know what the cow done pissed in it or what. It just, stuff don't last the way it's not the same. Stuff used to hold and stuff last longer. You cook a meal, man, thing could last and feed some folks. Man, you done now. People, we just cut different now. I don't know what they did something that people made people just greedy and we just eating up everything. I don't know. But it's killing us in a way. That's all they're doing, they're killing us. So now we got to try to come back and preserve ourselves. Well, I'm sorry, I guess redefine ourselves. And that comes with ruachne, spiritually. And then we have to look at naturally how they've attacked us and why we're so off-center. You know, again, America is trying to be the moral compass for the world when America itself has no morality. It's a shame. It's really scary that no one finds it offensive or finds it insulting that you're in a school system trying to discuss with somebody why your kids should be reading a homosexual sex book. You know, it's one thing, you know, you had kids being homosexual. That's your preference. That's what you want to do. Kids done it. We was in school. You have a couple of them, but you were going to be ousted. You were going to be ousted. It was going to be, only people going to fool with you are women. I blame women for these homosexuals. I blame women because women tolerate them. You'll never see no guy letting no homosexual hang with them. No straight, they're not doing it. You're never going to find a bunch of straight guys. Only way you'll find that stuff is basketball and football. He's a team player. He's going to be real good. They're going to take up for him for that. But other than that, nobody's going to let no sister go with them nowhere. They're not taking them. Now, the women would let them hang with them. The women played with them. The women doctored them up, and the women cared for them and protected them. Now they done took y'all role and stole and just want what woman. Listen, National Women's Day, just you heard it, a man wanted. That didn't insult them. That ain't insulting. On National Men's Day, a woman winning? That's nuts. And you ain't even got none. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do y'all know how embarrassing that is around the world? Do y'all know how that looks? That's just like when you see other countries, they do something off-center. You got to, for Russia, China, all these other countries, Saudi Arabia, all the countries, if you look at all the countries that fight America, hating America right now, you know none of the countries go along with homosexuality. That's the difference. No, North Korea don't go along with it. They'll kill them. China don't go along with it. Man, China kill them. They don't play no, nobody does that stuff. Parts of Africa, nobody going along with that stuff. People like homosexuals. These guys are molesting kids. America, the only people fight for them. And they're the moral compass. They're going to go sit down and govern other people, set up their politics, set up their education system, putting Christianity in those schools, help more or less feather the point of homosexuality. Look at it. If you go look at any of them South American schools, I think she from one part of South, that's considered South America. What's the biggest school over there? Public school or Catholic? See that? And the Christian school going to be Catholic. Pretty much. Christian and Magellan? What is Magellan? Evangelical. Hold on for a minute. You ain't gonna come on, big man. Come on, my brother Jack called. Come on. We're not doing that hollering. I'm not going to be hollered at. What is that going on? This is ill work, Chris. Angelica! Where they do that at? Yeah. Some heathens and angelicals. Them folks, listen. If you look at where they folks, I'm telling you, they go and they dominate these countries, South American countries, African countries. Watch them. And before you know it, watch all these islands, watch every place they go, homosexuality is going to start falling behind it. I'm telling you, that's where it started. A lot of people, it was years ago, it was considered to be astute if you went to a Catholic private school. They were the better educated schools. Look at Notre Dame, even the college, the university, they consider to be, those schools are really recognized. But look at what happened with a lot of them are pushing. They'll try to come in. Notre Dame used to try to push that, what you call that, when you have sex? Abstinence. Then what they got another name for it, don't they? No, not celibate. Who'd you say? Right, did you know you hollered and scared me? I'm gonna throw my back on. No, I'm saying I heard somebody holler at me and then I'm gonna throw my back out. Nothing say sorry like a check. Cause then I know it's honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Then I know it's honest. Cody holler. I heard somebody say, Chad. Then I almost feel like I'm gonna tweak my back. That's all. It ain't me. You know what I'm saying? But it just help us out. You know what I'm saying? Woo! There's a lot of hollering in here today, ain't it? What happened to that positive energy we were trying to push? Christian, don't think you can't get no check because you're sitting out there either. You know, these guys don't start moving outside there. I'm trying to go check they non-check day. A check will find you now. Ain't that right? Except for a government check. Ain't that right? But yeah, I just brought that up. And we have to keep instilling our young people the importance of, the disciplines of why we teach about keeping themselves and why we try to teach them about a man and a woman being together, because that's the proper way for the system. Even the religion, these religion organizations have all sold out. You won't find any Christian church talk about homosexuality. The church has always been full of them. People just didn't talk about it. It just wasn't popular. They hit the choir, they hit the organs, and everybody knew the choir director was gay. Come on, how many of y'all went to church, everybody knew somebody was gay, folks just said that. Folks just looked past it. Well, how many folks heard them say, well, we can't judge because you don't know now. You heard that before? Folks say you can't judge because they act like that. Don't mean they're gay now. You could be judging what you doing, and they punk you out of yours. You say, you know what? Let me just stop, because we all doing something. And now the sister is the preacher, and the wife, the motherboard, and the deacons. Ain't that right? It's a complete mess. And it's scary that the fact we don't see this as a problem. And now we have to go back and look back into the writings to try to go back and look at where we went wrong at. Because this stuff didn't come from nowhere. It all stemmed from somewhere. It stemmed from more than just a homosexual agenda. It stemmed from us getting away from the protocol that he established for us. See, one thing is for sure and two things definitely for certain. Mr. Yahuwah ain't going to be wrong. He designated a way for all of us how we ought to walk. And when man got away from it, this is what we got. And it's not just the homosexuality. So people just look at the homosexuality, but look at the murders and everything. Look at the drug use. We got a drug that's sitting here, they tell you a few ounces of that pill can kill out, some thousands of people? Stuff you making, you can blow up a neighborhood. When we ever had this? People could be living next door to you, cooking this stuff up, and can take out a whole neighborhood. But then you got to ask yourself, where did the people get this stuff from? Who taught you how to make this? Your government. Just tell the truth about it. Everybody know where it come from. No, you tell me somebody just got home and practiced with some pills. Oh, I'm taking these pills and practice with them. Now, I could blow up the neighborhood while I'm making them. Somebody gave them that. See, a lot of this stuff is what we're instilling in people. If people don't hear something different, then people ain't going to do nothing different. That's just like for me. I didn't change that I heard something different. The people that I surrounded myself with around, we were all fornicating, we were all smoking, we were all selling drugs, we were all shacking up in that system. So what do you think we were doing? Living right, trying to live? No. Till something sparks outside of your group and sparks you to start looking at, you got to consider your latter end. And people today don't consider. Y'all young people got opportunity to consider your latter end. I know a lot of young people, they got to go out, they got to try, they got to see for themselves. Some of y'all ain't going to make it back, though. That's the scary part about it. You don't know who's going to make it back. Somebody got to make it back, and somebody got to tell the story. But they'll be telling to somebody else, it won't be you. It might not be your story. When they tell your story, somebody might tell it for you, because typically some of you will go out here and you'll lose your life with these people. We have to come along there and got to set a standard for them. And you can think, oh, well, you don't want to be too tough. You don't be. No, we ain't talking about beating them and killing them, but we got to tell them the truth. If we don't tell them the truth, they're going to find another truth on the outside. It's more than your truth now. Y'all got it?
I'll look at it later.
Sarah, she's trying to text you on slide. Oh, you doing? Breathe. My back hurt a little bit. I got a little pain, right? Help me out, right? Yeah, help me out. What y'all trying to do to me today? I know it ain't me. I know of a bunch of folks had ran in here and crawled up on the pew or what's going on here. But eventually we'll get some order, but anyway. So that's the goal, honestly, for us, is trying to get our young people to see a different way before we lose into a system between the gangs and between the homosexuality, between everything these people got here going on. We got to try to come along and reaffirm something for them so they can see the truth. You know, I remember years ago, Peter said, well, you don't want to tell them everything. People always say, oh, you tell them too much, and you tell kids too much. Kids. I try to make sure I tell these kids the truth. They know I meet with, what they tell you, don't I meet with y'all? Dan, you feel like I tell y'all the truth when I meet with y'all? Where your sister, where am I at? Tell her I want to fight her. If she can tell she ain't got to come, I still want to fight her. Gabby, where you at? I want to fight you too. Don't you feel like I tell y'all the truth? I be straight with y'all, don't I? Yeah, because I tell them the truth. They ask me questions, they want to know, I tell them the truth. I didn't even meet with y'all again. I tell them the truth. Young people need to know the truth. You know, people can act like kids are stupid. They're not stupid. Our parents played us like that, trying to talk over your head and wasn't going, no, that jump be right here, right here. They try to tell you like, okay, y'all, okay. Yep, I don't know what you're talking about. Say, I can tell you the person's name, you ask me now. You know, they, them. Yeah. Call their name. Well, I mean, people, because this is how we always try to do things. We feel like we talk around them, maybe to avoid them versus, you know, everything for a child. But there are things they need to know so it at least you got something to weigh things against to consider. A lot of times people will such and such happened, such and such did, and such made it back. I'm a problem, everybody don't make it back. We talking about recover from anything. So y'all got opportunity to make better decisions than we made. Y'all got opportunity to sit down. Like I tell you, all of you, y'all come now because you're made to come. Eventually, you got to sit down and some guy getting you got to come because you know it's right for yourself. That's going to be based off some things you're going to see, you're going to encounter in life, experience you're going to go through, and Mr. Yahuwah see fit to give you that opportunity. You sit down and you weigh it for yourself and you look at, I'm looking at my latter end. A lot of people, you can make, it's easy to make quick decisions out here. It don't take nothing to make them and wreck your whole life. It takes something to sit down and consider. Discipline yourself and save yourself. So I'm telling you, especially when you start looking at people of color, look at your numbers. I mean, you die at astronomical rates. People in general, they just pick to show something. There's no way to, I mean, in actuality, death following everybody. They'll just try to show you one race of people like they're dying above others. But the truth of the matter, everybody dying. It's time. He's just taking us all down. And for me, it gives me an opportunity to sit down. I'm more grateful now than I ever been. I'm more understanding about things now than I ever been because I'm starting to look at things from a different perspective. Like I said, it depends on the lens you're using. A lens makes a difference on what you actually see. And you can fog or damage your lens or just take them off, and then you can live a life of blindness to things versus sitting down and look at what reality is. A lot of things that happen to us, they happen to us for a reason. We'll start talking about karma, things that you kind of get back based off of what you put out. And then you start looking at retribution and what the man gives back to you when we make decisions. What seems to be a bad thing is sometimes when we're being recompensed for things we've done, it seems to be unfair, don't seem right, seem like it's too long, seem like other people should suffer like that. But that's a purpose too, to keep you from going back. When you get quick recovery, then you quick to go back. When it's a long road to recovery, you know what you do? You start to consider. You'll be like Damon, he be carrying that thing. He showed that he got a little bit of, it's a spot on that arm. It looked like you took a needle and like a pen and just touch it like that. He said, you see that right there? That thing went up to my heart. So he'd be like, it's precious to him because he look at what he went through. Now, it don't look like nothing you see it. You had to put a microscope on it. Really, you had to go to, I remember Justice said he said he called NASA and said he ordered that lens to put on there that he could put down there and see it. But let me tell you something. Certain things you go through will stay with you long and make you consider. It is. People don't believe it. Man, he said, man, he was talking about how he woke up, and that day he said, I woke up, took me some Atlanta, one of them, said I had a little chest pain. He said, I laid back down, thought I had went got me a soda and burp, thought I was going to burp. He said, it ain't going away. So I went to the hospital. They said, oh, you were having a heart attack. Had to have surgery. So, you know, but see, things like that just make you consider. Think about it. Mr. Hood could have either gave him the mind and said, man, you be all right. You know what I'm saying? They'll run out, take some mustard, you'll be all right. Whole time you tell me you're all right, and see if you're having a heart attack, that's damaging the heart too. So there's a lot of things Mr. Hood let happen to us and we don't see. A lot of times we busy complaining and griping about our life and how things are going. You don't realize your life a vapor smoke. I'm telling you, shoot, I probably lost about 80 grand in about 2 weeks. I ain't coming one time start crying. I ain't coming one time break down. It come one time, holler, I'm going to give up and I'm going to walk away from it. It's life. It'd be $80,000, could have been my life. Could have lost my wife, could have lost my mother, could have lost one of my kids or grandkids, any one of them. And all of them were more than $80,000. I want to say. I said, I want to say. I'm going to say like Ryan said, hopefully. You know, right? Hopefully. You know, Ryan told somebody, said, hope you make it. Say, your countenance has fallen. So I hope you make it in. Hopefully. He made sure he emphasized that. I ain't saying that. He said, hopefully now you make it. He said the countenance had fallen. So you start to consider with things. A lot of times we quit to complain. Just an incident with Jerry, his truck cut off on him. They called me, preacher. I said, well, he's on my mind in the gut. He said, I said, Jerry, I'm trying. He said, let me run it down and tell you one. I said, Jerry, I'm trying to, but anyway, his truck had broke down. It went crank. He said, I think it's the engine. I said, well, he get it towed, just send it to the job. Got it down there, we got it. And we had to jack it up and look up on now. Whole frame damage. I'm talking about, it don't take nothing, whole frame come loose on the bottom of it. And just the fact that Yahuwah saw fit to just cut the truck, just stopped running. Why he had a load of equipment on the back of it. Listen, just sometimes we don't know and see, because this is how all of us will feel like. It'll look like, everybody, we'll all feel like he's not working for me. You know how many people have died from stuff like that, have been killed or killed somebody? He let his truck cut off and went crank, and it was just stuck. He's like, I got to tow this and equipment. It's like, listen, I sent a video to some I can't. They seen it. Y'all seen that video? Y'all seen that whole frame? Listen, it's like a piece of paper holding it. Could have lost their life, could have killed somebody. But that's what you learned over any of us. A lot of times we complain about stuff that we have going on in our life. You don't know what else he can give you. Oh, it's a whole lot more he can give you. And just think about right then, what you would think about? Man, I might have to get a motor. I got to pay this money for this tow. I already got stuff going. How much you'd have had to pay if you'd have killed yourself? Anybody? Injured, but it's not. But just to show you the fact that sometimes he'll let things happen, because sometimes we'll think he forgot about it. He ain't watching. He watching us. It's just a lot of times we don't consider it, because you ain't having an everyday conversation with him and he's talking back to you. It don't mean he ain't watching. And then this is some other folks talking, oh my goodness, that frame would have broke. You don't even know about your tire. Y'all know how many brand new tires have went out? Okay. They forgot about them Firestone tires years ago. Years ago, a lot of y'all wouldn't even drive, but People wouldn't even put Firestone tires on their truck, on their car. They were done. Firestone was done. Firestone had a strike years ago. That was, back in the 90s, I think it was. They had a big strike, so all the people walked out. They brought some temp workers in there. Man, them tires killed some. They kill people. Listen, them tires that broke, folk died. Years ago, man, listen, when people bought a new car, they had to pull them off. All the dealers had contracts with them. They had to go take all them tires off the folk. Man, they said, I ain't buying no Firestone. Get them. If people today won't buy them. They brought temp workers in to put some of people's lives on. Listen, them folk went out the street, tire bust, folk kill themselves. So you think about brand new tires. But you know what? That because Mr. Yahuwah has some people he need to get. You ain't gonna believe it. They fixed the problem. See, Yahuwah done told y'all before. He said, who set a trap out and take it up before he done caught what he intended to catch? Mr. Yahuwah intended to catch them people. And he knew when they saw them Firestone tires, they said, man, my tire, Firestone, I can count on them. He said, that's my trap for you. Because you'll get in that car and you'll put your confidence in them tires. And I plan on killing you today. Let me tell you something, I done learned. Listen, I ain't mumbling grumble about that. Y'all heard about it now, I'll just tell y'all. At the end of the day, you have to start considering your latter end. It's always something he can do to you. It ain't got to be a time. It could be like it could be a little indigestion. He could do something. It could be a blood clot in your leg. You go to think it's going to be something. They said, I've been there with, we're really glad to amputate it. How much that worth do y'all to keep your leg being amputated? You say you need your leg. Mine too, it's a set. You ain't gonna believe it though, dang. He breaks sets up all the time. Not just marriage, he'll break up body parts. There's a lot of one-on people around him. He'll break up twins, he'll kill one, leave one. Take both triplet. It don't make no difference. Quadruple. It don't make him no difference. See, a lot of times we so busy, we complain about things. We don't never consider what he do. Just like that. Think how many times, y'all know how many people have wrecked, equipment have come loose, or people thought they hooked the stuff or come loose, and people didn't know? It's so easy in your everyday life you living. This man just, it's no way. How you get away from it? I remember one time years ago, I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to live. This fight, looked at, turn around, but just had a mind. I said, I'm going to live right. One day, I ain't go outside, I stay in the house. I said, I don't go outside, I don't go nowhere. I live right, I just stay in the house, don't go nowhere. But how long you going to be able to do that? So eventually you got to move. People keep trying to find other ways other than the way he done said it. See, he done set a protocol for us on living right. And the only way to do it is the way he told us. Now, the world attracted, they got a lot of stuff out here for you. The only thing about it, they got a lot of heartbreaks with it, too. See, the world just don't tell you the whole end. You just don't come to the world to have fun, that's it. When you come to the world, you got to get burned, too. When you get it, you want to find out. This the bad part about the world. You believe it or not, a lot of people seeking to get out. See, there's a lot of people looking at, man, I'm trying to get out. I'm trying to get ready to leave myself. I'm tired of it. How long can you drink? How long can you smoke? How long can you party? You get on and you know what? The game get old. The lies get old. You live a lie, they live a lie, everybody live an illusion. Why you just can't tell the truth? Instead we try to give young people opportunity to sit down and consider. I don't really not know because I done it. Done it for years. That's what you do. You go out these clubs, you like everybody a masquerade. You walk in there and cut the light. Tell them, say, cut the light on, let you see them. Boy, I got me one night down in that club. Boy, that girl some kind of night. We were dancing. I woke up looking at that heifer had a cut over here. If I had seen that, she'd never got in that car that night. I left that heifer at home. When I drove her home, I couldn't even look in the face. I just kept looking, yeah. I look at that rod. I got to that house, she told me, yeah. That last time she ever seen me. If she come here right now, I pray like that him. I be like that the whole night. I thought you would come out like, yeah. No, I just, man, cause the light, it messed me up. That light will mess you up now. You'll mess around. That's why them folk go in there and play in the dark. They can hide, they can lie. It's an illusion. The whole world is illusion. People now who they actually betray to be. It's not, it ain't just going to club. People, we've been lying and been living lies on. You can't even be yourself. Why y'all think so many people masquerade? A man rather be a woman than be himself. A woman rather be a man. You ain't even a good woman. How you gonna be a man? You ain't even a good man. How you gonna be a woman? You can't fail at this section and run to another one. You done fail, periodly. I mean, you done fail, period. But that's the society that we live in. So we got to come in, we got to try to adjust, rearrange, and let them know it's wrong. We need a march of people together to tell me it's wrong. I'm telling you, go to gay parade. Men and women just standing up, holding hands. You ain't got to say that. Why them sisters lose it? They'll kill themselves. Gay got something eating their brain up. They don't even know it. Eating them up. I'm telling you, something eating your mind up. I'm telling you, listen, it's a sickness in the mind. Don't forget, it is a sickness in your brain up. Because you have to keep lying. There's no way, you're not going to wear your body telling you ain't no man. You can't, I can put on all the lipstick. My body goes, it said, boy, you finna get a beard. It's coming. You're not no woman. It's crazy. But if we don't say something, and we don't start to take a stand and get parents involved, these kids can't depend on us. They forcing it on them. Can you imagine? Man, they had a book in there talking about a man having sex. Oh, I stuck my hand in the man's pants, and me and the man had gay sex. Where did that book come from? Who wrote this? They need to go to jail. Why is it in the school for kids to read it? This is filth. But that's why we are. See, we're so busy running the street, playing around, living life. They done took him. Now they done broken the school. They done perpetrated our kids. We done. We done. Even if we take the stand, what we gonna do? We getting older. They gonna be the next generation. The next generation is open to us, so it's only gonna get worse. What you think gonna happen to you when you get in the nursing home? Boy, you gonna be pickled out. Boy, they come to see you and you land on your belly, and you got about 5 of them cucumbers shooting out your behind. Yeah, you in bad shape. You might be going to take your rest. Hello, I'm trying to tell you now. And you're going to be, man, they're going to be a pickle there. And I'm telling you, what y'all think finna happen? We done. What y'all think finna happen? Listen, watch what them homosexuals they're going. They're going to go in them nursing home, and they're going to get in the health care field. Okay. I'll keep playing around. They're going to be your psychiatrist, your therapist. They're going to be your lawyer. They're going to be your judges. They're going to be your prosecutor. Watch the role these people get. Listen, they're calculating people, okay? This is where you're dumb. All of us, we're dumb, okay? These people, you watch them, they're on the Supreme Court because they get into where decisions matter. They calculate. They get into Congress. They get into a place where legislation is passed. This is not, this stuff, folks, this ain't the little boy who act funny in the class. They have an agenda. They get it. All the reason those books get into school because they've gotten on the board. Forget being a teacher, they getting what the board decide for the classroom, am I correct? They got us. They're going to be superintendent. These systems moving. While we sitting around, we playing, done. System moving. Now, what happened to that system here? That system work for the board. That system going to be superintendent for a school district. That thing, you know, they get that, that's everybody going to be gay. All they bring in gay teachers. They're training curriculum. All they got to do in order to hire them so it don't be caught. All you do is force them where the straight one got to leave. Because they're going to be stuff they didn't agree with. They're going to leave. Got them. Bringing all their boys. Bringing all their girls. That thing, you know, the kids are poison. These are the things you have to watch. Why are we playing around? People don't realize homosexuals are moving. The only way to get it done, you have to get it in legislation. And no straight people, nobody convinced me that a whole bunch of straight people got together and said, we need to pass legislation to protect homosexuals. These are homosexuals pushing this agenda. Straight people ain't got time for no fools like that. Straight people say that we need legislation to protect kids. We're not going for no sex, we're protecting kids against any wrong. But they're not doing it. Know who they tell? Trans kids. See that? They picking them out. They making them and they protecting them. They're going to make it where you can't talk to them about it. You can't have a conversation with it. It's going to be criminal. So once they turn their mind, you ain't going to be able to have a conversation. Even parents, they're going to get them. Kid can call. They'll have a trans line you can call. The line going to be twisted all up. When they call, the line be doing like this right here. You're going to be trying to catch it. The line just keep moving because it won't go straight. It ain't going to be no straight phone call. It'll run over here and go there, call, just move because they're not straight. Hello? Their phone will be shaped like a banana. They can talk on it, or they can just stick it in the back. That way they can talk shift. I'm telling you, listen, if we don't start making changes, if we don't start adjusting, y'all gonna see, we're gonna lose the kids. Because they're going to make it look like homosexuality give you the ability to. When they going to say it's reckless, it's foul, and it hurt. There's no such thing as a happy homosexual. If they did, they ain't had a. Why straight people don't walk around with happy shirts on? Because they lie to themselves. They got to tell themselves that they're happy. If they're happy, you ain't got to push it on me. Wear your clothes. Do what you're doing. You saying you're happy. Leave us alone. They all, watch it. They always loud. They always too showy. They always trying to force their way on you because they're not happy. Don't believe them. They're not happy. Tell them you're doing too much. Ain't that right? You know they be like them guys lying, got all these hoes. You ain't got them doing too much talking about. Where they at? We ain't seen them yet. Not you, humpback, but you be watching. There'll be all that. You ain't nothing going on. Just leave it alone. Don't believe them. They lying. Y'all got it? That's all they keep pushing, trying to keep. Every time you get them together, they always get to fighting. See, it's bad about fighting. Be married, busted. Listen, mentally, your mind not stable. They can tell they know their mind not stable. You're not happy like that. Listen, that man work on you. You know the truth. Once you know, these people know the truth. Don't believe these people. They look like they got to make it look like it to you. All in the street with a pair of drawers on, dance like that. You're not happy. You sick. You sick. Who you trying to prove it to? Why straight? I got to block up the street so people know I'm straight. They're not happy. They're doing that. They want people to believe it. And see, what you got to do, just let them look ridiculous. You got to just look at them. I just want to look at you look ridiculous. It'll kill them. Don't say nothing bad. What you looking at me for? Don't even answer. I'm telling you, they'll kill themselves. They don't know how to act. They'll kill themselves. Listen, you sat there and just watch it. Don't say nothing. Man and woman just holding hands. Kid right here just standing there. Everybody just watch them. I'm telling you, they'll kill themselves right there in the street. Because they ain't got no brain. They'll pickle each other and kill them each other right there in the street. Then you just go home, trap man car down, sweep him in the sewer, fire truck, get the hose, shoot all that sugar out the street, and everybody live happily straight after. The beginning, not the end, the beginning. And all right, we keep that stuff up, that's the end. I haven't said all that, let's talk a little bit. Let's see what does say Mr. Yahuwah. Our goal is to get this thing right. So we're looking at, we'll move because we try to, this particular version here we're using on Bible Gateway right here, this is complete Jewish, or sometimes we use the Orthodox Jewish. And the reason why we do these, we try to get a pass from some of the semantics of some of the words they use. Some words we don't use because they actually refer to some other things. People don't realize that a lot of time, like people tell you words have power. That's why they give you a lot of different words that you have. A lot of them we don't know. We don't look them up to actually identify where they actually root from. It's a mentality. I mean, as simple as the ocean. I mean, as simple as stuff that people say don't mean chaos. All of these are foreign deities. These are foreign deities that the Greeks and the Romans had created. And they give them to you. People say, "Oh man, so much chaos, so they get you to speak something." That's how they keep it alive. The reason we know that, why would Yahuwah tell you don't let those names and stuff come out of your mouth? They shouldn't be spoken as far as you in conversation. I'm speaking to trying to get people to become conscious of them, because that's how they keep existing. Think what they say. It's almost they say out of sight. When you don't talk about it, you tend to forget it. Guess what happened? That's why they keep it prevalent. They keep it prevalent. They keep people constantly talking about it. People go to school, be oceanographers. I'm going to come to sea divers. Isn't that right? It's always refer over to the ocean. That's the majority of how they work. Am I correct in saying? Do they more talk about sea, or they more refer to it as, what you done? Do this. Can I borrow you for a minute? I'm going to need a check. I'm talking to the science teacher. Well, I'll let Ryan, I'll do this. Let's do this. Let's be fair. Let's do this. Let's be fair. We cannot prejudge. Now, Rod, you're a science teacher. So what we'll do is we'll let you ask her a science question. One that a science teacher should know. No, I'm just saying. We're just saying because I want to be fair. You know.
We don't want to have divisiveness in the.
Now we shouldn't have. It ain't gonna take long. Y'all science teachers should be right on the same page. What y'all think? That's the way we do it. So we're going to let Roy ask her a science question that a science teacher should know. You had to put your glasses on for it? Okay. Your glasses help you think. That's two check. Because I lost my glasses. That means I can't think. Better. I'm thinking a check. We're going. Let's see if my thinking right. So what's our science question, Roy, we're going to ask that a science teacher should know? What grade of science you teach? Sixth grade. So that's right there, middle school. Six right at 5. If you have a birthday, you 5, what age you'll be? Okay. Happy birthday! All right, Rod, what we got for? The deepest part, deepest of the who? Deepest part? The deepest part of the deepest ocean.
It's a trench. It's called the. Yeah. It's called the. I can't pronounce that word, but it's a trench located. And I think it's the Black Sears. I think. Mariana Trench.
I'm thinking he's looking like. That's it. Come on, that's all. Give her a hand clap. I got knowledge too. You might have fooled him, but I ain't going for it. Come on, get that check. Oh, that's beautiful. Come on, give me that check. I look, and you look beautiful. Come on, give me that check too with it. Just I appreciate it. So that's good. That's good though. You haven't. Well, that's the first time. We can't live. That's for living too right. We can't have all that. We can't stand folks trying to live too old. Ain't that overly righteous stuff? That's other folks' name. Unless y'all feel like her name shouldn't go up there. What y'all think? What happened? You said no, don't let her do it. She did good. So don't let her name get up there. What you think? Don't let her name get up there. You hear me telling you, Alicia? Or do you need to hear a check? What you think? You want to hit a DeBar? Oh, Nessie want to talk about a DeBar. I want to hit a DeBar. What? Nobody told you to put no hearts up there.
It's all because you said positivity. It's a how?
Well, positive. He's gonna raise a positivity and make them checks. Man, no. Let's put with a heart. We'll put a check so nobody else don't do it. Let's put one right now.
Right here.
Yeah, right now. And then right here too. Let's do right there.
On both sides?
Yeah, both sides. Yeah, so folks, see. And see where you at, this is like, see?
No, that's not mine.
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean.
That says dad. Is that you?
No, this under there. Let's get one right in between here, too, because no, that ain't me. Ain't the only one. Dad is a type. There you go. That's all right. Now, Jessica got to find out why I done went put a name on the board while he gone. Yeah. But anyway, we'll switch between sometimes different versions, and that'll be because we're trying to get to the purest point of what was stated. A lot of times people might say, well, it's a lot. It's not a lot because we want to be able to understand what we're reading. What happens a lot of time when people don't understand, it more or less hinders you in your progress of growth. See, what we've done in the past is we more or less almost like sight words. Don't mean you know how to, like people being pretty show the kid, what's this word? Light, green, red. Take it out and say, spell it. Basically, that's how we serve. We're just more or less doing like sight words versus having an understanding, so you have a command of that keeps you from error. And what happens a lot of time while you have error, because basically everything you've been doing has been sighted. You don't really have an understanding of what you're doing. Our goal is to understand, okay? So this is Romans 15:4, and the reason why we use this is because we want to establish a foundation first. You need a purpose and a premise for why you're doing what you're doing, okay? And that starts with, let's put a foundation if we're going to build, okay? Romans 15:4, listen.
For everything Katab in the past, ni Katab to the Lamidas.
Now, although we hear this every time, it's important to know that. So what we did as Christians a lot of time you went back to what they call the Old Testament, which I call the first Berith, which is the first covenant. I mean, you look at, really it's outdated. It's not needed because we're New Testament creatures. So therefore, when you look at the Old Testament, but when you look at the foundation of in the new writing they call New Testament, yet he's setting us for everything written in the past was written to limit us. And the difference with limit, and which is teach and instruct too, is to show, to teach, and to instruct. So there's a purpose in why we go back through and we look at it. It's kind of like people had in school, they had show and tell. It wasn't just, isn't that right? Show, then they would tell you about it. Because even though you saw it, you like, well, I need an explanation behind it, right? What's the explanation behind why you had it? So that's what we look at when we go back through the Torah. When we go back and read it, we get an explanation of why. And we see how it works for us today, because the whole thing is about bettering ourselves. And don't want to fool yourselves. You need to understand how this works. This is what we would call, goodness, I forgot the word. But typically, ALAHYM'S breath, okay? And that's how we'll look at it. This is a number of terminology that they have for the word. They'll call it Alahym. They'll say God's breath, but Alahym's a word. Simply because we were taught that's how man live. You stop breathing for a period of time, what happened? Well, that's what we look at with the word. Got it? So we look at the word as a life giver. So we will look at it as Ka'ua, who they would call Eve, because through a woman, life is given. So we understand that through the word, that's how we obtain life. So y'all understand that? That's how we understand it. See, if you don't understand things, you're basically just kind of just going. You need to have an understanding of how things work. We will look at the word as Ka'ua. It's a life giver. That was her name when she was a life giver. So with her name being and meaning life giver, what we expected from her? That's right. Expected it comes through her. So although women today don't have the actual physical name, that's an attribute you have, that you are a life giver. So as being a life giver, then you need to be conscious of the life you live. Well, Alahym, look at that. He's a life giver. Why do you think he's conscious of where he lives? He talked about him being Kodash. He looked at being separate. He looked at I give life. I can't be associated with everything that goes on or what people do. See, when people don't understand terminology, don't understand why he does certain things, then you tend to just go against because it doesn't make any sense to you. You got it? So then we go back and look at then whatever was written before. He said whatever was written in the past, it was only written to teach us, to show us, and to instruct who?
Us.
Us. That's right. Listen, so that
with the encouragement of the Tanakh,
which is Nakum for us. It's a book we got called Nakum. So what we're looking at is to encourage, right? Well, of the Tanakh, of the law. The Tanakh is the law. The Torah, the Naba'im, the Ketuvim. That's how they wrote it. Torah, Nabah, for what they would call the prophet, which is for the Ketuvim. The Ketuvim is the word for the writings. That's what we call this written, Kitab, written. Writings will be Ketuvim. We might
patiently hold
go through
on
without giving way. That's something you're supposed to do. So it's a purpose of why you got the writings. The whole purpose of why he wrote it, so you will go through and not give way. See, when people don't think about this, when you read and you don't really have an understanding, a lot of times people quit because they didn't know what it was for. It was actually written. Everything in the past was written so you wouldn't quit. It was actually written to encourage you. You said, well, how does that encourage me? Most of the time when I go back and I read what they call the Old Testament, all I find is destruction and killing and different things. But then you go back and see, well, Alahym had Rikam on him, which is mercies. He had mercies on him. A lot of things he came to do because he had to, you got to remember something. The people needed to know he defined himself in all these actions. So we find the attributes of a man that told you what he can do, and then we start to see those abilities. And then now the way you can get the one that you like is a certain behavior you kept. When the behavior wasn't conducive to the one we like, then you get the other side of it. You got what I'm saying? So it was important for us to understand what side we want to write on, right? All right. So we look at that, so we might hold our teeth, okay? Let's look at something right quick so I'm talking. See if that's, let me see something. See that ALAHYM'S dabarim. ALAHYM'S dabarim. They call it Deuteronomy. Ream, plural. See, that's 32. Let's say 37. Let's see what I want. Let's how this read. Reading it from the reading from this end anyway. So they tell you the sources that they use for this. They use what they would call Hebrew for us, Abri, and Greek. So they look at, these are the two references. They believe that the Greek is one of the older writings. They'll be more accurate than the King James perversion. King James is a bunch of translators with a purpose intent. Make no mistake, the Greeks had a purpose intent too. Listen.
Then he will ask, where are their Alahym, the sewer in whom they trusted?
The sewer is the word for rock. That's the Abri word for rock, in whom they trusted. Because a lot of times when people don't look at a rock, it's used for, it can be used, you know, of course, to throw, but you also use it to build on. Y'all got it. That's what he looked at. You look at Alahym, that's what we looked at our Alahym. We looked at him as being a sewer. We looked at him as being a rock. He told her, who is a rock? Save Alahym. He's something you could build on. That was important. They understand how they used it. They talk about the rock ages. You don't have what they call the stone ages. You had the Bronze Age. They call it the dark time. You know what they call the dark ages. All these things. These are time periods when man did certain things. When certain things started coming, you got the Metal Ages. Different things when people came. They talk about man coming out the dark ages, coming in more illumination. So there are things we understand with Elohim as well. Now I got it. So we started looking. He said this was their rock. This was their stability. We taught Elohim. He said this was their stability. This is what you built on. You built off this, and then it failed you. He said when all this stuff happened, he said now he's going to ask them, where's their rock? Let's back up a little bit. Let's hear 35. Since we got that verse, let's see how we got him. Listen.
Vengeance and payback are mine, or the time when their regal slips.
Uh-oh, guess what? Can you believe that? I done went out here and woo! What that, from what you hear, what's that about? He said, that's me. That's my time. I'm waiting for you to fall. So when you fall, he said, that's payback. For
the doom of their calamity
or their destruction
is coming soon.
Listen what happened.
Their doom is rushing upon them.
And see, it's hasty to get to you. Listen.
Yes, Yahuwah will shafet his
Well,
arm.
this will be Elohim. Adon is for master. So the Adoni, it will be master. So, I mean, we still know it's Elohim. I mean, Yahuwah. Yes, Adoni, go ahead.
Will shafet his arm.
See that he's going to judge his people.
Taking pity on his abadim.
On his servants.
When he sees that their strength is gone.
Y'all see what happened? Look at that. When he sees that their strength is gone.
That no one is left, abad or free.
Slave or free.
Then he will ask,
where
are there Elohim?
Let me see y'all pick up some of this. Drop it down for a second back to 36. Listen to this. Tell me what y'all picked up. Yes, Adoni, which will be Elohim, part of for the master, will shafet, judge, his arm, taking pity on his abadim when he sees that their strength is gone. That there's none, that no one left. Tell me what you learned, and where you gonna put that at. Y'all were taught something. Let me see where y'all at. Good answer. We got Dwight. Why? I'm just curious. Why you say September? Oh, okay. Okay. What you thinking? I just threw it out there. That's what I'm looking at. He talked about how, how his strength was made perfect in weakness. So a lot of times we don't consider why things happen. Like sometimes we might feel like, you don't believe it. You won't believe it. A lot of times where you see your greatest strength is in your weakness. That's why a person's greatest strength. Think about it. A person that push past, a person that keeps going. They say that's sometimes people are regarded for that. They say when everybody you gave out, but you kept pushing and going, your strength kicked in. And that's how he looked at with us. Sometimes we put it in precarious situation to where we push that wits in and limits, and you keep going. Because he said that's what my strength is made perfect. You realize it's not you, it's me. So a lot of times we do stuff on a consistent basis because we feel like it's us until something happens. You realize I ain't keeping myself. I ain't making myself. I mean, a lot of times, listen, it's easy. It's easy in life to forget. You don't control nothing. I mean, it's a lot of stuff we do that you would take for granted. When I say you, me as well, until something happens, you realize that ain't me. You start to get to a point in your life, you start to recognize his abilities by your inabilities. You know what I'm saying? You start to realize, as much as I complained about you not being there, feeling like I'm alone, feeling like you gave up on me, feeling like I wasn't going to be saved, I would keep you. You was so busy complaining and so busy griping and so busy wanting things, you didn't see I've been keeping you the whole time. It's just choices you make and how you want to view him. See, think about these people here. Think about this. Yes, they're done. Will shafet his arm, taking pity on his abadim when he sees that they're is gone, that there's no one left. So look when he gonna come in and when he gonna take pity on them. See, while you up and you gone, it's hard for you to see him. Man, we don't consider things the same way till something happens. We don't. People, you don't. Man, you got a nice life. You don't see him the same way. Not unless you come from somewhere and you understand how you achieved it. If things have gone a certain way for a period of time for you, you assume things are given. Until he comes in and he disrupts it. and he overthrows it, you realize, you said, I sure would like to have my life where it was back before I would complain. You realize it wasn't as bad as you thought, was it? That's for all of us. I'm guilty of that. We all get because we're human. See, people tell us stuff, but people don't tell we're human. Because we're human, it's natural for us to want things a certain kind of way. It's natural for us to feel a certain type of way. But you got to have an understanding of how he works. Okay? Listen, we'll see how it works. How about that? Okay, we'll keep going. And he said that no one left. Listen, then
He will ask, where are their Elohim, the sewer in whom they trusted?
why he answered that? Why they had it? Why it was working? Who gonna listen to me why it's working? Why I'm gonna ask you where it's for right now? You think it's working for you? So what's your reply gonna be? So he said, I'm gonna wait till you down. I'm gonna wait till it ain't working no more. Then I'm gonna ask you. You know what you say? I feel so stupid right now. He said, that's what I'm trying to get you to see. But it took me to get you this point where you listen. So a lot of time when we'll come back and feel like, oh, he take it now. Now at the time he wants us to see. A lot of times you don't see it when you work. It's like it's working for you. Mm-hmm. Look when he said he's gonna come. He said when none is left. He said when their strength is gone. Mm-hmm. He says, so I'm gonna come and ask him, where's the rock and who you trusted? They might look as a slap in the face. He said, it's the same now. Look, it's a slap in the face when you left me for it. Yeah. Listen.
Who ate the fat of their zabak and drank the wine of their drink offering. Mm-hmm. Let him get up and help you. Let him protect you.
Now, you know they got to feel stupid. He said, where they at now? He said, let them heal you. Let them fix you. That's bad. He said, now you tell me that? Because they wouldn't see it why they thought it was working. That's for all of us. A lot of times we don't know why things have to happen to us the way it does. It's because he got something other intended for us than other people. It's other people he let go, stuff work. You know what they say? Not for me, they ain't clicking. It's only clicking because he letting it click. Because he don't want you to see something. See, it's some of us he wants you to see. I'm telling you, that's why things happen the way it do. Some of us look like, man, time to look around, look like something happened. And guess what happened? Because something always happening. He keep you right here.
Yeah.
He keep you humble. You realize something. You met around and get a check in the mail for $10,000. You said, I'm going to wait to cash it. Let me put it over here. Because something met around and happen as soon as I cash it. Some folks get it, I'm gone, I'm crunk, $10,000. That $10,000 work for them and go. It won't work for you, though. I'm telling you, he teaches. We don't ran so much for him, and we don't turn, or we don't allow as much. Our servitude change. He keep us in a state where, guess what? I keep you praying now. I keep you talking with me. I keep you looking to me. But what we'll look at is, I just want a break. You guess what a break be for us? We'll forget to allow. We won't consider as much. Things won't be as precious. Little things that down our county pressure, they wouldn't be the same way if things had gone a different way in my life. I wouldn't think nothing about it. Why would I? Until now you realize it's precious to me. There's a lot of stuff you get, it's precious to me. You know what I'm saying? Little stuff that you like, you can't take it for granted no more. You realize, you start losing it. You realize, I just never thought nothing about it till you started to lose. You realize it was a gift, ALAHYM, which is a baraka for us. So you start to consider it's a way he needs us to think in order for us to be saved. But the way we look at things now, we basically judge him off of what other people are doing. Because you see people stuff, that don't mean people are happy. And it don't mean they got it right. A lot of times we bad. I used to do that. I used to do it all the time. Now, I first, changed my ways to commit to do it too. I felt like, man, like, boy, everybody look like they gonna get something but me. Like, God, I ain't gonna never get that. How many of y'all get to that? Because you'll start to judge about other people. It's bad when you start to judge your relationship with ALAHYM based off of other people. See, the people that he put for the judgment about, they written. See, this solidify him. Everybody else, we still wait for, even with me, you still wait for mine to prove out. I know preacher living right. We still waiting on the mosh pot to come. He told don't judge them before time till the mosh pot come. Because everybody, it ain't impossible me to turn away. It'd be a bad thing if I do now. But at the end of the day, see, these people here, they don't ran their race. Now they just waiting on mosh pot. So we're banking off the writings that told us how they moved, which is how they died. We're based on the writings that tell us how they live. So we got a conclusion, we got an idea where they're going. But even for them in their struggle, theirs were to the end too. Same way yours got to be. You don't never get to where I'm so set, I don't have to be, you always got to guard it. That's why we learned about, he talk about guarding. When you guard something, you protect it. So when they come down, when you get the word, you want to guard it. Because he told you, as soon as the word comes, he said, what happened? Right, he said, he said, he'll steal it away from you. So you got to guard it, you got to protect it. See, what happened with us, we'll get it and say, oh, yeah, that got me a word. He know you got one, and that's why he coming for it. He gonna come forward with every weakness you got. If it's women, he gonna send a boatload by. If it's crack, he gonna send the pipe and the lighter. Because that's his goal. He look at, I don't want you to have it. Whatever you heard, I want you to dispel it. I want you to get rid of it. And I want you to say, not for you. That's for somebody else. It's for everybody else but you. Everybody feel like that. How many of y'all folks feel like that or have felt like that? That it's for everybody else but you. Now, let me say, hold your hand up so I can see you. Let me ask y'all a question. For the people that got your hand up, did you know that many other people felt that way? Guess why? That's how Satan works. Why would I want you to know that? Because then you'll feel, man, you know what? So it's a normacy for people to feel like that. Because you're flesh. And because you flesh, you process things a certain way. Because we don't communicate, it's easy. You'll build your own. I tell y'all all the time, about communication is key. Because when you leave stuff to yourself and you leave stuff in your head, you're going to come with a wrong answer. I'm yet to find somebody come to the right answer by themselves. They ain't got it. They can try to tell it to me. I'll be the wrong person. I had people try to explain stuff to me. I had one, he taught me. Listen, he preached that thing too. He told me that thing. Listen, laid it down to me too. I just waited to get through. I said, for the record, I don't believe not one thing you said. Person said, huh? I said, I don't go along with nothing you said. And I don't want you to think I went along with it either. I'm clear. I let you go on. I didn't go along with not one thing you said. And I meant it. I said, I don't care how long you said it. I still don't go along with it. Because I'm telling you, you will process things in your head. That's why he left this. He didn't leave it for your head. So you need something that come on that's concise, you can judge it by. Something you can measure it by. See, people want to know why he don't talk with you. Then his word ain't validated. I need you to take me at my word. The people that came along, everybody had a conversation. The ones he did had the conversation with, he said, go tell them what I told you. Then tell them the market against how I operate. See, the why he don't work for us the way we want it to work, because we don't know how he works. We don't know how he operates. When you know how he operates, then you understand what he's doing. You understand when to set and when to wait. Answers come. He'll show you. It's small things, just like that. That make you consider. He could have killed you then if he hated you. He didn't want you. Make you consider. He'll do that sometimes. You know what you think? You say, I feel like a heel. In my mind, he'll do that to us sometimes. All of us can get to a point you feel like he not worried me. He forgot about me. Oh, he ain't forgot you. He know. But it's a reason why he need people to go through with patience. That's why we go back and read this. I'm not here because me and him having a conversation that he's talking to me. I'm taking him at his word, and I'm watching his attributes. These are the things he left said. Look at these things and see if they still exist the way. Everything he set up in Barashee, he said still working. A man still a man, a woman still a woman. It don't matter how many homosexuals change. He showed you, what you think these people going to do to the truth? What y'all think they do for people believe? It made somebody say, well, he made, and notice what all homosexuals try to put it on. Who they say did it to him? Every time. Well, no. Come on, big man. I'm going to need you. Can I borrow you? He said, they were molested. I'm saying God, some of them say God made them that way. Some will admit to that, but most of them will try to say when. Because see, that won't work. Because there's other people, I've been molested before, you know. Leave the pen. Because you'll probably have a friend come here before you know it. Ain't it right here? I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. But typically, everybody want to put on ALAHYM. So for people that don't know ALAHYM, it leaves it questionable. Well, I got a cousin, he's homosexual, and God made him homosexual. See, they have a reason why these people are putting this on ALAHYM, so it leaves things questionable to people. ALAHYM came to do just what he said Daniel for dissolve all doubt. He's only said one way. None of the animals do this stuff. You ever seen a male dog with a pocketbook with some ears and lipstick on? They're shaking that little dog tail, trying to throw another dog off? No. Everybody doing it. Listen, ever since the beginning of time, everything been doing the same thing it's supposed to do, except for man. Trees. Grass still green. Grass ain't yellow, ain't purple and lavender. Everything's still the way he said, but man keeps trying to alter things because he's trying to get people away from having confidence in ALAHYM. See, that's why they want to alter the writing. That's why we have to keep looking. People don't realize how important it is that when you read the writer that you understand the purpose and the premise of what he's doing. So nobody can't just throw you in conversation. In conversation, I can say one thing, you come back and ask me, you say, that's funny, you just told me, so I'll be like, huh? Because it's conversation. I'm separate. He said, but I want you to write it. They told me Yeshayahu in the 30th chapter, he said, go write it before me on the table and note it in a book. And you know what it's going to be for? It's going to be for the time to come. He said, it ain't going to be for now. It's going to be, I want you to see, if you tell it now, then somebody forget. You say, you remember I told you about that? Remember they be like, dog, you remember that time I get? And note it in a book. He said, write it, and it's going to be for later on. When it came up, you didn't believe what it told them. That they were rebellious and they were liars. And that they wouldn't hear the Torah. See, you'd have just told, somebody said, I said, Chris, you were there when I told him that time, you be like, so it's an issue. He said, so if we write it down, they go back and look at it. I told him about it before it happened. I declared it before it happened. That's what he wants to have confidence in. So you know your situation ain't something you just fell into. There's something, he said, I already knew what you were going to come to. I got a purpose for you, but you got to have enough confidence in me to wait on me. But when you don't know me and you hadn't been given the right analysis about me, it's hard for you to put confidence. It's hard to put confidence in something you don't know. Because a lot of stuff just ran us through. And amazingly, we had so much vigor and drive for something we didn't even understand. We didn't understand save our life. We didn't understand how in the world God was no son. No, good way we didn't understand God. We just go to quote what the book said. Well, how do you understand that, though? I don't. All I can do is keep reciting. And so now coming to give us an understanding so we get intelligent. Listen to what he told them. See now,
Yes, I am he, and there is no Alahym beside me. I put to moot, and I make Hai. I wound, and I heal. No one saves anyone from my hand.
Two things he was trying to declare. Two premises. El Shaddai. That's the mighty one. That's the all-powerful. That's what he wanted to declare. El Shaddai. Now, the fact he told you, I kill and I wound, that's Shaddad. Shaddad does it violently. He said, I don't do anything. I do it violently. I violently destroy. I violently do it. That's why he put an earthquake to kill them people. That's Shaddad. And I know Shaddad is Shaddai. He's the all-powerful. Only Alahym can do it. He tell you, I operate in both these, I operate in both fashions. Which one you want? Huh? If you're dead, you know what I can do? I can quicken you. If you're living, I can kill you. If you listen, if you're sick, I can heal you. And if you're well, I'll make you sick. So they understood it was important for no, listen, think about this. Why is this important? Because the people he looking at, okay, I'm finna sit here. You say after our strength is gone, after there's none left, you're going to come and do this. So at that point, really, you're useless to me. Come on, I got a job, right? I'm supposed to be there at 8 o'clock. I'm going to get at 8 o'clock and be fired. You come down about 12:39. Repeat my time. Really, at that point, what you can do? You could have just, you can't help me. The fact that when he tell you, I can come back and make 12:59, 8 o'clock. And you be on time. So he wanted them to know there's nothing outside my ability. I'll let you get all the way here so you can see. Sometimes people think about this for all of us. Our confidence is in him up until what we comfortable. There's a level that he can put any one of us at. We done with him. Any one of us, we done. We done. We're not doing that. That's a bit much. We're not doing. It's human because we don't understand the relationship. Why would you declare this? It's because these people. You just say here, you sending a word to people about saying that you. Hold on for a minute. I'm saying, so yeah, I'm gonna wait till all your stuff. I'm gonna wait till you out and you ain't got no help and you shut up and nobody helping nothing. You're thinking, why would you do that? At that point, what's the purpose? Well, really, I kill. And I make a lie. So I'm trying to tell you my ability. When I come and get you at the last, what you call the last end, it's not the last end. That's the last end for you, not for me. So it gave the people a confidence with him. See, we don't have that confidence because we didn't have that relationship. We don't have that knowledge. That's why we go back to look at it to consider. Let's look at some. Say that right quick. Say that Yerim Yahoo. Say that 31. That might be 31 and 1. 31 and 12. That's what I want. Yerim Yahoo. They call it Jeremiah. Yerim Yahoo. Say it 12. 12. 30. Let's say 30 then. 30. Verse 30. I mean chapter 30. Let's say 30 and 12. Yeah. 30 and 12. Yerim Yahoo, they call it. In the name of the book, Yerim Yahoo means that Yahuwah will be exalted. Y'all know that? This is what you don't know. Tell me what your conclusion is. Answer that. I can't. Hand. Yahuwah will be exalted. Okay, I got a bishop back there. Anybody challenging the bishop before I take the bishop? In the hall, people? I see, Dwight, your son stuck your hand up. You got to get it right. Well, how about that, huh? You got an answer? He said he got a bunch, but you don't want to mess me up? He said he got a bunch, he don't know what direction. I was probably going in the direction of answering this question. Tell me what you, oh, okay. Bishop? Huh? I thought you said you dog. I ain't know. I said, bring your little slang in here. Yes, sir. You got an answer? Okay. Oh, okay. What you gonna say? Who's showing the tube? Who's showing the tube? Yahuwah be exalted. That ain't bad. What you're saying? What you gonna say, Bishop? I mean, those are not bad, but it's something that you need to consider. Okay, okay. Let's see it right quick so we answer that. To tell you how I just see it in my mind. See it the 4th chapter of the book of Ephesians, 4 and 8. Ephesians. So this will be to the Adah, the congregation in Ephesus. All right, listen, it's 4 and 8. Okay, listen.
This is why it says, after he went up into the heights, he led captivity captive.
And did what?
Gave Baraka to mankind.
Okay, it's an unashamed saying mankind. You know, we look at Adam. It'd have been Adam, whatever. Come on.
Now, this phrase, he went up, what can it mean if not that he first went down into the lower parts?
That's what I want y'all to say. See, there are things that they knew. Think about it. Your name means that you will be exalted. Then what you got to be? See, now guess what? Guess what we look. See, we take something. I'm going to name my child Yerim Yahoo. What's going to possibly take place for your child to fulfill that name? Got to go down. That's why we look at Yahuwah as Yerim Yahoo. See, what people don't know in the 16th chapter book of Matthew, they kept asking, he said, who do they say the Ben of Adam is? They kept naming other Yeshayahu. Why would you name him? The salvation Yahuwah. Why wouldn't it be? Yerim Yahoo, you're going to be exalted. Because he was a base. So you see how sometimes people just grab heights of things that they don't consider in order for it to happen. Even when it comes down to the Har, which means the mountain, where did they start off at? Wow. Wow. They started in the lower parts. Because he caused the rocks to come up from now. Guess what? Yarim. Y'all said they were exalted. So that's why we looked at him. We even told you about in the last Yamin that the heart of Yahuwah should be what? Where? In the top of the heart. It's going to be one that's going to sit above it. Which means the only way this can happen, it had to be below. So we've been seeing this premise for a long time. So the fact that he told you these things, these are the things you want to consider. See, that's what, now this will tell you, he said, now this is a phrase. He went up, he was exalted. What can it mean if not that he first went into the, wow. Make a difference. Because a lot of times people go start grabbing book names for their kids. Know what you're doing. Because all these, there's symbolism. Their names are, these shims are symbols as well. So they have attributes that go, just like he has an attribute. I exist. I become. The man has attributes to his name. So you're looking at, if you give you, that's why Yahushua was talking about giving you a new shim. I'm going to write upon you a new shim. So you need to have, it's an attribute we got to demonstrate as well. Now we just give our name that sound cute. Oh, I heard he called that book. That name strike me. What's going to be the attribute of the child? See, because now we got to look at, I got to instruct you in a certain way in order for this to be fulfilled. You don't just give a child name, the name just happen. You instruct them in a way. In other countries, in African countries, other countries, they'll stand them up. No, that was the name of your grandfather. Your grandfather was a great man. Your grandfather, they constantly keep reading, and their kid look at, I know. They start realizing, I have to live up to the name. They won't allow me to do. They stay on me because they look at the name. But see, we don't do it. We just give them a name, just take off. It don't mean anything, and you wonder why things happen. We'll come back over. Hold on for a second. Wait for a second. The one who went down is himself. The one who also went, that's what they told us. That's what they let us know. See, that was important for us. See, what people didn't realize with Yirmiyahu actually was sentenced and put down in a pit. They set down old clothes and tied them together and pulled him up. See, he didn't realize that's how his name was fulfilled. He was exalted. He gave them a Nebuah, and because of the Nebuah, they wound up casting them into a pit. And a lot of them sent them, and they had to take old cloth and tie them together and run them down, and they had to reel and pull him up. You ain't gonna believe what his name is. He was exalted. And that's what Yahuwah looked at. The Malak sent a sentence to get him out. Because the book declared that Yahuwah shall be the Malak over all the Elam. That's who gave the sentence, or who gave the decree to bring Yirmiyahu up, the Malak. That's who gave it to him. The emperor declared that Yahuwah should be brought up. Yahuwah, he's going to be the emperor. Hold you guys. See if that in the book of Zechariah. 12, 13, 14. See that 14? They call it Zechariah. See that 14. 14. Let me see what 14 and 7 say. Maybe 14 8. Let's see what it says. Let's see that now. So, let's see. Listen, well, give me 5 since we're here. Zechariah. This means that Yah has remembered. Y'all remember that? That's important. See, you talking about you got a problem. That's what we went back to look at this for, because he remembered. Yeah. Listen.
You will flee to the valley in the Harim, for the valley in the Harim will reach to Atzel. You will flee just as you fled before the Arat's quake.
What Arat's quake he talking about, y'all? They don't have it written. We know Amos talked about one in the book when it talked about in the day they called Uzziyahu. They had an earthquake that came in that shook the Arats. And he started comparing this song because it was definitely one that they knew about. We don't have any writing telling what happened with it, but I think in the book of Amos, the first chapter, it started declaring about it. It talked about the earthquake that came in the day of Uzziyahu. And for them to go back and to talk about it, it had to be very symbolism to them. Y'all got it? Y'all see how I done hit Turkey. That man hitting over the area where we from. If people look at the areas where he hit are the areas we from. The area they call in Syria, everywhere he hit. You been in there, Baghdad, all over. Looking, Iraq got hit. Syria got hit. All the places hit, parts of Lebanon. All these were your dwelling places. Everywhere he done shook were your dwelling places. He told him you're going to flee, just like you did today when it happened here. It's coming back again. Y'all say, come on.
In the Yamim of Uzziyahu, Malak of Yehuda.
See that? Listen.
Then Yahuwah, my Elohim, will come to you with all the Kodash ones.
That's right. All the separated ones. Listen what happened.
On that Yom, there will be neither bright Ur
nor
thick Kashah.
What happened?
And one Yom known to Yahuwah will be neither Yom nor Layla.
Listen what happened.
Although by evening there will be Ur.
Listen what happened.
On that Yom, fresh.
Hold on, pay attention. Back down. Come back down. 7. This is the problem. 7. This is the beginning of 7. And one Yom known to the Adani, will be neither day nor night, although by evening there will be light. On that Yom,
fresh Mayim
will flow from Jerusalem, half to the
Kadim Yom,
which is the eastern, and half toward the
western Yom.
West, south, Yom. Yeah, Yom for west. But the purpose of why he would tell you this, what was going to happen, this was one day that was going to be known to Yahuwah, not to you. And that day, that's why you read it in what book is it called?
Zechariah.
Which means Yah has remembered. He marked that there was going to be one Yom, it was going to be known to him. And that was the Yom when Yahushua was up on the tomb. And the purpose why people say it told you it was darkness on all their rocks, not to him, because Yahushua was up there. See how we knew that? Because he told you whatsoever make manifest is light. He declared all these things to her. So even though what you were calling dark in evening time, it was light. It was our Or. Think about it. He was manifesting things when he was down. That's all people, this is what you remember. Stop looking at light as what you see here. All light is something that manifests. Hello? That's amazing. Kids would be in class and they would answer questions, they would call them bright. What kid you call bright that was stupid and couldn't answer and didn't know nothing? It's curious. They weren't plugged up to nothing. They ain't had no bulb screwed in their behind, yet they would call them bright. Isn't that right? Because all it was the fact he manifested things to us. See, in order for us to understand who he was and what he did, was you had to see it first from nature. Everything he taught us first was from nature, okay? You had to understand it from a natural source. When he came into the alarm, what did he tell it was before he got here? And he told you it was void. Is it Banu? Void? Banu? Bahu? Tahum? Deep. One is Tahum. Bahu. Bahu is void or empty. So he said it was empty. Well, it's the same thing that happened when he made Adam. Remember when he created Adam, there was nothing in Adam until he put something in it. Which meant it was void. So he put something in him. He gave him Kai, life. So the arise, Yahuwah, you have to look at him as an energy source. So when he came into something that was nothing, it created something. And then it didn't stop just there. It continues to flourish and grow. So we start understanding abundantly. Because he didn't come and make like one water or where it was already water. He divided them. You got what I'm saying? And separated them. Y'all got what I'm saying? And it's the same thing you look at with people. We're just too stupid to realize it. You can call the water whatever you want to call it. They'll call this the Arabian Sea, the China Sea. They'll call something else the Atlantic. They'll call something Pacific, but it's the same water. All of the water came from the same place. He's trying to get men to understand where he come from. We all came from the same place. We can play the stuff we want to. Crackers, niggers, speak, Chinese, pick, whatever you want to call yourself, or whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, all the waters came from the same place, the Ma'im. See, the Arats came up and divided us. Let's see. Is this China? What's this called? What divided us from China? Wow. You ain't gonna believe what divided the waters from each other, the land. Okay. So we just too dumb to realize it. We're so busy fighting and hating each other. Nobody came from another planet. Regardless of what you believe, we all came from him. I heard folks tell for years, lie, you know what, we don't know where white people come from. Yeah, we don't. Yet they go to the hospital, they have babies. I don't know where white people come from. I am so confused where white people came from. All of a sudden, white people just walked up on the planet? No, we all stem from one another. Certain regions will change your skin color. Some of y'all look at people in Africa, they'll tend to be darker, closer to the equator, the Shemites. Europe is typically long, it's cold longer. Y'all got it, it's just things that change us. And because of these little features that our eyes see, we tend to mistreat one another. And we tend to not want to respect one another's existence. Everybody tell a lie where people came from. But we know just like where the Ma'im started when he came in, everybody was one. That's what he did. He said, then let the rocks come up and let them separate. Guess what happened? Guess what's keeping us? The rocks are keeping us separated from where we came from. Y'all got it because now we understand, but we had to understand that they from Barashit. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. Then now let me ask you a question. So is the cracker that moved me, or is ALAHYM'S the bar? Because did the cracker separate all the waters? Who was it? See, he needed me to get that understanding. But see, if I'm going to tell the story that the white man came and moved all us, then that's going to be a little different than his story. And the reason I can validate my story because of what he told us in Barashit. He said, I declared the end at the beginning. He said they were all one. We learned that when we read the book in Barashit. He told us that the people were all, what were they? And they began to do what? And they began to work together. Then he came up and he used the languages as barriers to separate us. Just like the rocks, it's separate. The man, like, we was all together. You were till I made the rocks come up and separate you. That's what got us separated now, the rocks. See, but we don't look at him that way. Because everybody keep trying to tell a story from somewhere different because of their pains and their struggle. Versus, let's come back to look at what he established. It makes sense. He said, when I got you, you were nothing. You were nothing. You were void. You were empty. Then I started to put in that, man, this is what happened. From Adam and Ka'ur, what they do? That came, they had one son, other son died, that was it. From there, look what he stemmed. Because he already gave him the ability to do it. He made him an energy source. He said, let us make him after our image and our likeness, and let him have. Give him the energy source. All you need is the source to be able to create. So from those sources, look at how we multiplied. What ALAHYM did in 70, look what he did over time. Look what we created. See, he set other energy sources and gave them the ability to create. And to continue, look at man knowledge keeps continuing evolving. Think about where we started. Let me ask you a question. All the stuff we're using in this planet to build, what planet did stuff come from? Think about it. These people start off with what? Stick, straw houses, tent. Look, who would imagine this? Who would imagine automobiles instead of, donkeys and camels moving us around and horses? Air conditioning, self-driving, camera forward and back and sideways, area views, talk to the car, talk back, Google Play. Who are the cell phones? Folks don't even need a mailbox. You can use email. Just look at where man has evolved. We continue to keep evolving, yet man is still primitive when it comes to knowledge of ALAHYM. Because man got stuff he don't want to let go of, man don't want to consider. There is a greater force than us. I look at him more as an energy source. Well, I'm saying more. I want to understand it from that point, what energy do. I told you, you can cut the lights off. You'll know it's a different energy source if you even just go and cut the power off from the box. You'll strip the building of its energy. You'll strip it of its energy. It's a force that runs through when you cut the power. You don't believe it? Any of y'all ever had your power cut off? Don't raise your hand. I know plenty of y'all have. Some of them probably out there no ain't paying it. So anyway, not tonight anyway, it's Shabbat. So now, but now, you know what they would tell you to do before you cut that on, before they cut it on? They're going to play like they had it done. They'll tell you to cut that fuse box off. They can't jump it, they need that fuse box off before they cut it back on. Because they're going to run a jolt of energy in there. That's what got to happen. Before you can go and you can cut that power, they'll tell you, make sure that box is off. A lot of them, they'll come, they won't even cut it on, the box on. You know what Yahuwah need us to do before he'll enlighten you? Cut that junk off you got going on. Cut it off. Because he can't hook into it. It's a jolt to kick back. Won't even do it. I'm telling you. Some of y'all, I know y'all done had it cut off. Don't worry about it. Go ahead and you tell the truth. You had that power off. I know y'all ain't brand new like that. They want that power off though. They're going to tell you, kick it off. Before they can come and they'll start power again to it. That's what Yahuwah wants to do. Cut the stuff off we've been doing. Ain't that right? So he can hook to us and now he can come and enlighten and they can empower us now. Y'all got it? That's amazing. Naturally, this is things you do. Okay? All right. Let's see what he told her. So that's what I want y'all to let y'all know. He told y'all about how it wasn't going to be dark. And then now he told you about, look there, fresh ma'im will flow out from where? And he started telling you about it. Look where it's going for. It's going first, it's got to go to Kadeem, because they got to go to his people first. Hello? Why y'all think he told y'all that? He told you from Jerusalem. He said it's got to have, he had to toward this coast right here first. It got to go toward the eastern coast. Kadeem first. Hello? See, all these things, if we don't realize why we're in a particular places and why things are going on to us, we're going to continue to struggle and fight, and we ain't going to ever get nowhere. Let me tell you something. You can take that book and use it however you want to use it. You can use it just against your hurt, and you never grow, and you never get an understanding. There's a lot of people do it. This book can put you in a lot of it puts you in a lot of hurts. Because everybody, it's a truth to everything. There's a truth to it, but you want the right truth. You want the right understanding, so you don't find yourself constantly keep plummeting, going backwards. And for a lot of us, we continue to keep going backwards. It's about on what you're in search of. Hello? Are you really in search of knowledge? See, a lot of times people look at, even with the Greeks sought after a lot of things. They looked at how knowledge played a large part. Even with Mizraim, a lot of people, they were real big on education, being astute. Make sure they had understanding about things and explain and understand the constellation. All the stuff these people try to do now, like with science, science always want to go further, don't they? They don't want to just see the cloud stuff. They want to go further. They want to find out about galaxies and how far things go. We're trying to search, too, to get to Yahuwah. See, man in search of things. Man, instead of man waiting on ALAHYM, he said he's going to come back and we're going to be caught up to meet him well. They can't wait. They built the spaceship. He keeps trying to go around the plan. So man in search of something. They might tell you they're not. They're all in search of something. They just want to tell you. They're searching. You think that these people are giving up billions of dollars to build a piece of metal, put some gas in and shoot up there so you just go land and stick a flag in the ground? Man's searching. He just don't want to come back to what he told him. He stopped them for a reason. Because the way they were trying to go about getting it ain't the way I designated for you to get it. Because they were going to build a tower. They were going up there. That's why these people will never get it with these spaceships. You can go get on one and go with them. If they were going to let them, he meant for them to get it that way, he'd have let them go when they built the tower. He let them go up higher than them people built. So we suppose. And yet, they accomplished nothing. You ain't going to believe it. These people had neither. They try to go put a satellite and let it look back down. They understand that there's an all-seeing eye that watches us all. They read, just like we said, he sat high. That's why they try to turn satellites down. Everybody been trying to do what he do. Hello? Everybody been trying to mimic this man. A lot of the technology stuff you got, that's where they get it. Called what, bird's eye view. He told you going to mount up wings like an eagle. You know what the eagle is known for? His distance of sight. Huh? I'm just telling you, he copies him. He just doesn't tell you because you're so busy thinking these people don't believe, but these people do believe. They just don't want you to know they believe. Listen, your CIA, your FBI, and some of the police departments, all these people go and get enchanters and sorcerers. They get people that work in the spiritual realm of things because these people ain't stupid. They're just not going to tell you. There's a lot of stuff they ain't going to tell y'all. I gave y'all a movie to look at about that third eye. You remember that? That documentary? Then y'all think it was amazing that man drew when them people went sitting in that room. He drew exactly, he drew out. They said, we never told them where we went. He drew exactly where they were and what they saw. The circle, he said, he drew them, he even drew them. They drew stuff that they saw down in the ground. Some of the folks had drawn things that these folks built in the ground. They were pissed. They kept checking and want to know how much could they see. These people were seeing through walls. They were doing stuff. They asked the one guy, they asked him about it. He said, want to tell me what's in the envelope. He said, ask me something serious. He said, I don't know what's in the envelope. I open it up. He said, give me something to really do. He thought it was an insult. He said, I don't know what's in the envelope. I open it up and look at it. Give me something to really do. Don't y'all know these people actually tapping this stuff? Your book talk about these people. Your book don't denote these people don't exist. Your book denote they do exist. And you were told to stay away from them. Guess who go to them? They do. Because they know your book. They'll go against it. That's why man in the cat, well, I'm going to use cat. That's why man in destruction in, because he keeps going against everything he tell him not to do. I remember the prayer they had years ago. Everywhere you told me not to go, everything you told me not to do, hear me now. That's been his plan the whole time. He's been going against it the whole time. So he put man in such derision of things to try to get man to try to stop, so he can get man to consider everything you do. He tell you, I told you, yet you won't stop. That's the part that's scary. He tells us it come to pass like he told us, and you still want it. Don't listen. Let's just go with he got created in 1690. Let's go with 1611. So let's go with King James. We ain't gonna go there. 1611. How is the fact that stuff we read in the book still true today? How is it the fact that things we read that he told about then are happening now? Hello? They don't consider. But he told you that. I declared the end at the beginning. Okay? So these are the things that we're trying to set around and we're trying to consider now, how we come back and fix our relationship. Come on back to that Yahoo for me right quick. Yahoo, they call Jeremiah. I'm trying to finish this up for you. The 32nd, what was it, 31st chapter? 30th chapter. 30, where we left out, verse 12. All right, listen.
For here is what Yahuwah says. Your wound is past healing.
Uh-oh. That's tight. Your
injury most severe.
Come
No
on.
one thinks your wound can be bandaged.
You see that? Think about it. You look at that thing, you say, I don't see how you can make it. The sentence of death, people can see it. And that's only because of the reason why he let you know. And you know what people would know that would be familiar with his Tanakh? I heal. That's why he let it get past what they can do so you can see what he can do. See, what he's telling you this, he wants you to know, listen, your injury is most severe. This is serious. You hear that? No one thinks that your wound can be bandaged. What happened? So what would you do then in that case? If your wound most severe, think about this, you got a wound that's most severe. And probably ain't, I don't know if it can really be injured, healed. And then it's really no need of putting no bandage on. So what am I going to do? Quit? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm diagnosing you, telling you that. It's severe. And I don't see it. There's no need to even bandage it. No one thinks your wound can be bandaged. Somebody said, pray. How about I just leave it open? See, that's why when Yahushua was coming back him, all of them that pierced him, that's why he didn't close it up. It was most severe. Wow. You ever seen a bandage up a vagina? It's a wound. That's why you don't bandage it up. You can't bandage it up. With him, that's why he left the wound open. It was most severe. Hello? Think about it. Even after he moved and got up, he still had the same wound. He told her to thrust their hand in it. So what he said, take the bandages on? When he got up, he took out his clothes and he left them folded up and left them right down. All the grave clothes, he took them off and left them right down. When Cuffnum looked down into the Kabah, which is the grave where he was, they saw it said it. They said the napkin that was by their face and with the bandage they had around. He had that stuff laying down. He said, well, no use of bandaging this up. It's too severe. But guess what? That's how we came in. It was purpose. The reason why he left it open as well, because it gave us this opportunity. Y'all got it? It gave us this opportunity. That's because he's still begetting. I'm sorry, he's still bearing us. So since you're still bearing, it don't make sense to close it up, does it? Just like when you look at, not on that, you got to look at Zechariah when he told you how that was going to be ma'in, that was going to flow out. Well, if that ma'in going to give life to people, Kai, what you going to do? What you going to do with it? Stop it up. You see what I'm saying? I got to let it keep flowing. There's no need. Where did it flow out from? I got to leave it open. It's giving Kai. He told you, he that a man on me, just like the Kitabim had said, out of his belly going to flow. So, that's right, going to let it keep flowing. He talking about the Ruach. See, but everything we understood about him, it had to be natural. It had to be natural first. So we understood the natural course of things, how they work. That's how we understand the Ruachni things that happen. We don't understand the natural course of how things happen. There's no way to understand ALAHYM unless you understand nature. Because a lot of things just don't make sense. I told you before, it don't make sense how a seed can be inside of something and it can generate and it can create on its own. Typically, a man has the seed. What does the man have to do with the seed in order to create? He got it implanted. Why a tree don't do that? And it's hard for people to believe that Elohim can create inside of himself. Yet the stupid people watch a tree. Never seen another tree hump a tree. Lean over, got that tree bent over, just leaning, leaves just throwing everywhere. No, trees don't do that. Trees stay right there, pyrite come. Pyrite fruit gone, cause of winter or whatever the season changed from it. Later on, what happened? People come and put the seed. People cut little hole, woodpecker cut hole, and they shove the seed from the fruit back in it. So where the seed at? You ain't gonna believe it. Elohim is an ox. He says seed is in itself. He let you know how it creates. He said the seed, the ability to be able to do, he says inside of me. But see, when you don't understand nature, it becomes so questionable. That's why people don't believe it, because it don't make sense. I can't make no baby in myself. I agree, stupid. So now he shows you how a farmer that they call a husbandman works with the alarm, with the arats, the ground, or the adamah, the ground. What does the farmer do? He takes the seed, he puts the seed in the ground. When it gets in there and the ground cultivates it, what happens? Then the seed produces. Same thing with a woman belly. Amazingly, you don't put it in her ear and do it. You put it inside of a hole. Inside of where the seed goes, guess what? In there where it generates, and now this is where it flourishes, embellishes. You got it? And then what happens? At a period of time, it breaks away. And amazingly, just like you'll see pyrite, you'll see vegetable, they all connect to something, don't they? Amazingly, the baby connected to the umbilical cord. So I don't know why is it so hard for people to see this man working. The dummies see this stuff happening right here every day. Why is it you have to cut it away from them? That's the same thing typically you would do with certain fruit. You take the zen, we would take it, and you would, or they call it sucker, and we would cut it away from them. Same thing they do with the baby. They'll clip it. They say we got to clip it, cut it away, because this is the pyrite. That's what he do. I separate it. So now he come along and tell you, say, you ain't going to believe it. I separated you from the rest of the rights. How do you understand it? You see that? I came and I served you. So now we look at where it wasn't a physical instrument he used on the day of Ukar Shabur. He said now when they heard this, he separated them. He cut them. Zen, I cut them. So now you understand how the word come along and the word will cut you, because I'm trying to separate you. Or I'm trying to wound you so I can hear you. You ain't going to believe it. Person gets snake bit. You ain't going to believe it. Incision made, correct? Thing, the snake, people don't know, a snake cannot bite you flat on the ground. Typically, he has to coil, he has to draw back in order to strike. Most of you stupid, you don't know that. You think the snake crawl, stay straight on the ground, and bite you, because you just don't have a brain. He has to draw back, he has to be able to strike to inject. Okay, you just learned something. With that being happen, if I'm going to heal you, you ain't going to believe what I got to do. No, I got to take a knife and cut you. I got to cut you in order to get the poison out of you. Here's what I'm saying. They have to take it and cut it. You don't cut here. I got to cut you where the wound at, where the injury at, where I can suck it out. Somebody say, you know what? It's like pouring salt in a wound. But I'm trying to heal you. I'm trying to heal you, so I got to go to right to where the snake bit you at so I can catch it. I can try to get it out of you. So he had to hit us in a certain area that hurt us, because that's where your problem at, to get you straight. I'm trying to heal you. He told you what I do. He said, I wound and I heal. He said, I murder and I make alive. I give Kai. So the reason why it was important for us to know this, so you know what attributes he had, because he needs me to have my full confidence. He needs my full confidence in order for him to work for me. He needs my absolute of my belief toward him. But when I don't have the knowledge, how much belief can I give him? How much confidence can I put in him? So it's important to know that there's nothing outside of his ability other than failure. That's why he let them know, listen, although this happened, I can still recover you. He told you cause the call, which means Elohim does what? Strengthen. Amazing. You have a book called Elohim Strengthen. So he asked the man, what you see? He said, bones. Can these bones Kai? He said, you know. Nabar to him? Why he ain't tell him to get them and start putting them together? I want you to see the validation of the word. I want you to speak, because you know how many sometimes they say, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I ain't making it. I feel like I ain't going to make it. Speak the word. And he said when I spoke to him, the bones started to come together. So he's right back there when he came in here, when he in Barashit, and when he said Alahym bara, when he created, he let you know that's what I do. Why do you think you're in a situation I can't deliver you from? It's because of the lack of knowledge. Now he said, why my people destroyed? Lack of da'at. You don't have enough da'at, knowledge, information about it. That's why he looked at. The only way he said that people, they turn away from me because people ain't giving them knowledge. You need concepts, things you can use to help demonstrate the information so you can see nothing you're doing, nothing you're going through is outside his ability. When the 3 Abarim young men, they called the 3 Hebrew boys, when they went in, they were cast into the fiery furnace. What did they say before they went in? He was what? He has the ability, means he has the ability. Even, he needs people that confidence. He needs people that are willing to say, you know what? But the only reason they would say if he don't, and they were still able to go, because this is not something outside his ability. The only reason I wouldn't go today or you wouldn't go today, it'd be based off of what you know. Which means you don't have enough confidence, you don't know enough about him able to turn the clock back. See, when he met Koskiyah, they called Hezekiah. He was sick. You don't know how bad, you know how sick he was? Right up to dying. You know how sick you got to be that you sick that you can die. But he turned his face to the wall and he cried to the wall, and then he sighed out to Yahuwah. And you know what he told him to do? Zakah. Remember, because I know you mark things down. Remember how when I walked before you, how did he walk? Yeshua. Why is it important to tell him he walked upright? That's how he made Eve. So all I'm telling you, I'm referring back to how you made man. You made man upright. What is I'm saying? You know I've been good. No, nigga. Upright. I need somebody been upright. He said, and you know, he talked about his law. It was Talmud. It was complete. My heart is complete with you. These are important. You can be upright, but your law got to be Talmud. Listen, I know I'm saying a lot of things. I really need y'all guys to grasp this, to understand why we don't. You can read in the 11th chapter of the book of Abarim, and talk about how some of the widows refused to have their moot raised. Who went? If my son fell dead, my wife fell dead, he said, you want me to raise him up? What's he going to say? No, leave him there. Yeah, get him up, quick as possible. But these people had a relationship with him. They realized in doing this, they will put me in a situation, no doubt, where I don't have confidence in you or I don't trust your decision. We had to get even just past us understand what he's doing. We had to get to a point where we trust his decisions. That's a whole nother realm for us. Trust his decisions. When he told Abraham to take Ishmael, and told him to put him out of his house, he had to trust ALAHYM'S decision. Look how that worked out for us. But see, they had to separate the two. See, you know what people try to do now? I want to live in this a world where Christians and Jews and Protestants and Catholics can all. I don't, because he told them, separate them. See, the two Barib can't be together. He had to trust him enough that ALAHYM'S purpose had to be. See, with us, he came right and told me, get rid of one. I heart my grandboys. One fat, one slimmer. So anyway, I wouldn't want to just put I don't want to do it unless I could see and understand the purpose. Because we're human, but it's not impossible. One thing you don't have to worry about is him checking us on something simply because we're not in that state. We don't have that relationship. This is something a lot of people don't have to worry about happening. A lot of these tests you read about, because that's not your relationship. See, the people he asked to do that, these people had that type of relationship. See, Yakazakal, ALAHYM had strengthened, that's his name, ALAHYM strengthened. And he told him, Yakazakal, I'm going to take away your Isha, your wife. One blow for better cry. He said that evening, she died. And I did, just like ALAHYM did. What do y'all think ALAHYM did to him? What make you think that? Think about this. My name is ALAHYM Strengthened. When am I going to need it? People watching me, and the arm came to him to ask him, what does this mean? Because they were looking at it, he wasn't crying, and his wife, they knew this means something. What does this mean? He said, Yahuwah going to do the same thing with y'all. How he brought it them to understand he did, he had to take a pot and start boiling it. He said, and take these choice meats and take them. He said, put them in there. So he took the meats and started to put them into the cauldron pot. And they were boiling. The scum, y'all ever boil some meat, you'll see that stuff come to the top. He said, this is the Beth of Yasharal right here. He said, this is them. He said, they scum. He said, the scum on top, the scum come out. So he realized, I'm going to have to purify these people. I'm going to have to put these people in a situation where I can get this out of them. But see, how are they going to understand that? They understood what the cauldron and the pot was doing when they put the meat in it. He said, then I need you to understand what I'm getting ready to do with you. But see, when you don't know it, first time something happens, you start running. You start complaining, you quit. Don't make sense. He ain't fair. Life ain't fair. And then he took that man's wife from him. They let him know, when I do this, it ain't going to bother me either. Because I got a purpose. But see, when they understand the purpose, because I'm trying to get you to purification. So I'm going to have to take you through something. I'm going to have to kill off some people. And it's going to hurt you bad, but I'm trying to get the scum out you. I'm trying to get the part of you, the imperfections out of you. But see, when you busy fighting and you don't have an understanding, this is why we are not what, well, y'all want to hear something? Violation. We're in violation. We're in violation because we don't let him work. We don't let him work. Shame on us. Because as soon as he start working, we start complaining. We start crying. We start kicking up. We got to see the end then. But see, when we have understanding how it works, then we say, okay, let me just let him work. And the book said, let patience have a perfect work. What the purpose of that? Let endurance have a perfect work. Endurance don't have no works. Yeah, endurance keep going. I thought you'd have quit back now. That's endurance. I thought you'd have been gave up. That's endurance. And we have a perfect work. People thought, when I start out, people been gave up on me. I'm still here. 28 years and pushing. It's all about what you want to do. You don't get 28 years from no start out. You get 20 years through endurance. You think I have offer, temptation, trials, situation, failures, long periods of drought. You think I have none of that? See, people see someone and say, thinking, oh, you just been here, that preacher, shut your mouth. I'm a man, that man ain't got no, that preacher. You think Yahuwah be saying something, don't do that, man, that preacher. They be like, who? Man, I don't know about no that preacher. No, you got to go through. Everybody got to go through the fire. Everybody ain't through. Still had to go through. EU said when he finished, he going to come forth as gold. Let me get this straight. EU said when he finished, he going to come forth as gold. Let me get this straight. The first part of the reading we heard by EU, what was he now? And put that check on that thing forward. Get that check on the big. Come on, big man. I'm talking about you. Yeah, you. Rich. He's looking at rich. But you understand, that's what we're looking at. He was already considered to be tamim, upright. Already considered to be perfect, what we call complete. Yet the man still had to be tested and tried, which tells us what about us? Even when, because there's always something that can appear. There's something, what it allowed EU to do? Constantly go back over his life. Constantly go back and reassess before you leave. With us, well, I'm good, and you'll just forget to keep every day is like a checklist. Go through and make sure. Why? Go through and make sure. It could be something. How many of y'all done checked before a pack to go and then you forgot the very thing you're supposed to remember? And you be pissed. You like, goodness, how did I forget that? You ain't gonna believe why he let you do that. Because in your mind, you'll think you got it all right. And when you get where you're going, you don't find out, guess what? You left it. You didn't have it. So guess what he do? I constantly keep you checking. We're going to constantly keep going through checking and make sure you don't forget them before you get to meet me. But if you don't have that understanding, you're going to be a fighter. You're going to be a hater. You're going to be a complainer. You're going to be a mom and grandma. All I'm trying to do is make sure you got it right. Even you realize I'm going to come forth as gold. You're like, how much better? His examining let him saw I questioned. There were things I kept going back looking over. You think he want to quit? The man said, man, curse the day ever said a man child was born. And you think because you done felt like dying and quitting, you human. Why you think he left this and gave you a whole book of humans going through things, questioning things, doubting things, quitting things, hating things, holding on to things, because you needed to see somebody like you. You don't need to see no spirit do that. A spirit don't know how to starve. A spirit don't know how to go through and cry. A spirit, how would a spirit hurt? And if it could, what would that have to do with you? A light just flowing through. I'm a spirit. I'm hurt. I don't care what you say. Oh, that's me. I have nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with me. That's why he need to send you a man down here and go through just like you. Without, suffer, being hated, being ridiculed, being criticized. People hold things against you. You need to see that. That's the part of letting you know I can identify with that part of you. These people tell you, see, when you get saved, you don't even think about it. First of all, you're a liar and you ain't saved. I don't care what you got. Things still come into your mind. There are still reservation, hesitation. You just understand what ALAHYM, how to cast them. Why do he tell you the weapons of warfare are not carnal, but what are they? To the pulling down of what? Casting down. What, if you say, why would you be cast down imagination? Have y'all ever heard people say that? Maybe anybody heard that? See, when you say you don't even think stuff, you know how you say, I ain't gonna be saved. Because when they said it just came in my mind. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, water. What just came in your mind? Don't even come in my mind. I'm saved. You thinking water. There's water. You say, oh, I ain't gonna be saved. People make a fool out of you. Don't listen to these retarded people. Things gonna come in your mind. I be allowing stuff come in my mind. I said, gotta fight it. Got to fight it. It gonna come. What? But whether you sit here and not realize, why you think it's coming? Because it see you trying to progress somewhere. Ain't nobody messing with nobody ain't doing nothing. When y'all seen folk robbing homeless people? What you gonna get? Say he gonna rob and he gonna fight somebody that's on their way or either possessing. So then people make a fool out of you. He gonna war in your mind. Even so he say war in my mind and in my members. That's his goal to try to stop you. But when we understand he do it, this is why he told, we're not ignorant. Less. Because you're stupid. That's how we know Kaua was deceived. Because she wasn't knowledgeable with his device. She wasn't taught it. So how was she going to know? What she was taught? She was taught in the gun about what? Don't touch, don't eat. Unless she move. She didn't understand how he operates. No, he said, just teaching the Bible, they'll be all right. And I need to teach you how you operate. I don't just need to teach you the word, I need to teach you how your enemy operate. That's how he beat you every time. Because you're holding the one thing, you don't realize you can learn all this you want, you still got to know how he operates. So you can identify when he comes. Hello? I'm telling you, that's how we lose every time. Listen, this ain't a fast walk, it's a consistent walk. It's a walk that really had to be thought on and considered. And your understanding is imperative in order to keep you from falling. See, you start to weigh your decisions a lot of time now before you start to make them. And that'll come along with making a lot of bad decisions. For me, people say, well, preacher, I always got an answer. Preacher, I don't really have an answer. I done did every stupid thing you could do. I don't have an answer because I hadn't. You don't want to see that. It's the only reason I know the answer is that I had preacher know. You never thought I said, read preacher said, how does a preacher know? Because he done did every stupid thing you can do. Just stupid. So after you hit your head, you bang it, you done made a fool out of yourself enough. What else do you do but the opposite? You have to get to a point where, you know what? It stops. You're tired of starting, you're tired of being defeated, you're tired of beating yourself up. It's just exhausting. It's like, how much more could I do? I'm gonna like wore myself out. I just tight. It's like, Man, I ain't got the time. I just ain't got the time. It's just tired, man. You're like, I don't have the time to start back over. And then you look at, you get too far out, you're like, I'm weighing all this. I got to throw away everything to do that. To go back to misery. To go back to beat myself up, to go back to defeat, and how hard it is to overcome it. That's even worse. Fighting to overcome your stupidity is the hardest part. That's why it's easy to just stay in it. It's hard when you got something. You always fight. You know what you want to do when you make a mistake? You want to be way down the road. I remember, man, we used to go to the country, so I get in the car. You know what I do? I used to get in there, I do that. I said, when I open my eyes, I open my eyes. I said, goodness, as far as we done went, I close my eyes again. I said, I'm going to keep them closed a long time this time. I said, I open my eyes. I said, we're going to be down the road. We're going to be almost there. I said, goodness, we ain't went nowhere. I hated starting out. Because starting out, y'all had them trips, we'd go to country. Man, it seemed like forever to get there. I know, wake up. We still ain't there. The ride wasn't but an hour and a half, about a little less hour. But when you're a kid, man, how almost swear, how they say, almost swear, man, it's like it took 2 days to get there. Listen, when you're a kid, you fall asleep, wake up, you still ain't there, this too long. I ain't even know what an hour and a half was. I just knew this is too long. So you start to look at it, then you get the way you're going, you look at how long it took you to get there. You see what I'm saying? To turn around and go back. And somebody said, man, we got to turn around. You think, are you serious? Little thing like that, just thinking how that was. That have broke my heart. They said we're going to turn, we were halfway. They said we're going to turn around, I got to go back and then come back. That have killed me. That's how I look at it with that walk. I can't turn around and go back now. Whatever I left, I got to leave. Like now, people turn around a minute to go get them phone. We came along, it was a phone on the expressway. One every 4,000 miles. You're there having a ball. Y'all seen them things? And you know how you just said, I hope I don't never have to use one of them things. So as long as y'all look, well, y'all, you have a phone thing on the side of the spread. You remember Uncle Ted? Yeah. I finna say you'll get a check. Yeah, they would have it. You'll walk. Listen, when you lead out and start walking, you'll walk to your neck. You'll walk your legs off before you meet another one. You only see about one of them every so blue moon. I guess they figure if you break down, you need to try to break down somewhere in him. Rest area too. I was like, I don't know what. They need a rest area like every 2 miles. I might then pee at this one. The next one, I'm going to pee at that one. I might take a dunk at the next one. Them things so far, you use it, you like, you got to pee all your guts out. You got to strain the blood and shoot out. You like, it'll be a long time before you see another anything. By the time you see another, man, you been in another state. But they separate them so far, so you just look at it now. People, and I'm telling you how it works. How many of y'all leave y'all phone, y'all turn around and go back and get it? Yeah, they tell me that, and almost, unless you like just way, way too far typically. Most of, if we gone away, you'll be thinking, man, I'm going to tell you something. He said, I'm going to have to go and turn around again. Yeah, let me tell you what, trick. Years ago, you ain't have one, and we used to go all the time. And we rode in cars that weren't as mechanically sound as they are today. These cars will tell you, in 480 miles, I am going to a flat tire. So you know it. I am going to a breakdown in 2,345 miles. So you already be playing, you didn't know you went. You just made it, and then guess what? Your car broke down. You got out and you walked. You'll walk toward where you going. And now look at the data. Think about it now. Y'all know we'll turn around in a minute to go back and get these phones. You ain't gonna believe it. Look how quick we turn around and quit now to go back to get stuff. See, even with the technology they gave us, because guess what we look at? That phone is somebody could be calling me. And you know you ain't nobody. Nobody gonna call you. But you know what you be saying? Somebody might text me. But it ain't business. It ain't that where it's money. I just gotta go back and get it because somebody might be trying to text me. I might miss a call, an important call. You'll tell yourself to go back to justify you turning around. Think about how that's you today and how we quit. Because somebody called us. Because we feel like something. We're missing something. See, they talked back years ago. You didn't do that. Man, only way you turn around, it was a murder. We rolling. Whoever left. We ain't going back there to get it. You left some at the gas station. Yeah. You just talk to folks study right. They know what that means. I left at the look at it. We can't, man, you got a big deuce and a quarter. You can't just spin that thing around on anywhere. That thing burn gas. The back end set in front up. That's when you ride a deuce and a quarter. That electric 225, that thing will ride. Man, we go to country. You ain't had nothing but sky and hood. You fall out one of them little hooks, that thing drop down like that and come back out that thing like that, like it done left the ground. That's it. Now, everybody turn around, man, to go get nothing. You ain't gonna believe it. Now, they walk we on. That's how we gotta be minded. Can't turn around. Even Shaul said, leaving those things behind me. And he was pressing. See, you gotta set a mark. Now, when you set that mark, regardless of what's behind you, you gotta set your mind that you're looking at the destination ahead of you. But see, like I said, in society today, you don't know why they train. They know that every person leave their phone and automatically got to go back. They'll put stuff on it, go find my phone. You'll spend more time tracking your phone you will trying to seek your salvation. Yeah, I'm just telling y'all, these phones change. I came in an era when there were no phones. I mean, we had a phone. I remember before we had a phone in the house, not no each room. One phone. We was on 2057 Winter Avenue. I was about 5 years old, we moved over there. Answer me, mama. Don't make me do it, mama. But anyway, y'all was 5, we moved over there. And we had one phone. That thing sat in the middle of that hallway right there. Between our room and their room, that's it. Now, man, they had no phones in no kitchen. And no phone in no living, and no phone in no bedroom. That phone sat right there, and that phone don't need to ring. Let somebody call it, it be important. That phone just ring. No, these things ring too much. That Henry Gray look around there. I don't like my phone all that ringing. He ain't like all that call. He ain't like all that calling on that phone. I think he'd charge you about a second or something back then. That man, that phone, best be hanging up. Best be hanging up. They monitor on that phone. They wasn't no two-way, no three-way call. You remember that call? Wasn't no three-way calling? Man, let me tell you what, you want to get killed. Let a call come through, and they say, I had been calling you, the phone was busy. You know what you do? Leave home and go stand on the expressway. Don't come back. That man and hear that? I tried to call, the phone was just busy. That just cost you your life. So all that, y'all come, I remember two-way calling, then three-way calling, and we'll mess up three-way call. We'll jam that thing up. Ain't that right? No, you don't need to be talking to two folks in your doing life on the same time on no phone. That was life though. Anything to keep you on the phone, they were just grooming up for these cell phones. Now things just heating up. Every time you see it, your whole ear black. Better than cook the side of your face up. Steady going. Ain't that right? Try to bring it on something. Yeah, I think I might be allergic to something on that doing cell phone. Just like you got hit over there. She's looking around at it. Yeah, that's another story. But anyway, so you can just see where they teach you and get you dependent upon things, and then look how hard it is for you to get off. That's why you have to use understanding when you're using these things. I'm serious, the book even teaches it as using it and not abusing it. Because if you look at a lot of our faulty things, look at what happened here. It wound up being these phones, it wound up being these relationships, it wound up being the other thing they do too. I'm telling you, the TVs and movies, most people's personality are created from TVs and movies. They create all of us. All of us play a part, whether it's a superhero or it's a victim or whatever. Most people don't have their own personality. They come from TV and movies. I'm telling a lot of people fake injuries, fake mental cases just so they can get kicked. They character on them. Then they have someone named Sybil. One Sybil, some kind of nut case too. I don't know how you else and all these women don't know it. I know they ain't him. Where you at, Sybil? What y'all remember about Sybil? She had multiple personalities. Sybil's. How many of y'all women know you got some Sybil in you? How many about that? How much Sybil you think? Yeah, no gun where y'all got it. Nigga, they tell me, I don't think I said, yes, I am. That's Sybil. When you tell yourself it wasn't you, that was the Sybil personality. What you think? Your wife had the Sybil personality? Was Sybil a hypochondriac, y'all? Shabbat, we gonna do that for real? Was Sybil a hypochondriac? She wasn't. What was wrong with Sybil? Look at that. Yasha said, yes, she was. Yes, she said, hypochondriac. He said, yes, I seen that show. Yeah, hypochondriac. Maybe she was what? Ilbel. Who is Ilbel? Right at that check mark, don't it? Yeah. Make sure we get that check, big man. Yeah. You've been doing pretty good tonight, Karen. I'm talking about. That thing. Yeah, he's been doing good, and I've been watching him. He set himself. But see, y'all had to find Kerry did. Kerry set himself, set his mind on coming in, staying focused, not getting caught in the conversation, keep it rolling, and just stay on the book. Kerry gonna put that check up there. You know good way ain't right. So, man, what a man said. He steady shaking his head. No good way you're a troublemaker. When you ever been out of trouble? That man brought the pen to you. Man, pass the baton. Kerry. Kerry, do that. I won't put up here. Do that. Follow ground. I take it out. What? How you do the fallow ground? How it go? No, how it go? How it go, Kerry? When you be doing? No, I like you had him. How you be doing? How you do all the? You know how you be doing the whole thing. No, how you do it? What you had to do? What you had to do? What you had to do? Pick up the piece. Son. No, you come here like that. You be like, Lee, get back. Come. That ain't be walking. That man thought he be. When that man stand? Fall the ground. When that man ever did that? Man, put another check up there. You know good way you don't be doing. We ain't carry out on stuff here like that. My broke ground was broken by. No good way he put it that way. Strip teasing. Ain't that how you be doing? Keisha, ain't that how you be doing? Just making sure we good. Long way to go. I want everybody to have your own mind when you answer now. Yeah, but anyway. So we got work. The work is going to be us going through and really looking at understanding him, what he's actually designated for us, and getting past ourselves. The only thing that really prevents us from our Yeshua, our salvation, is how much and how far we're willing to commit. That's just being honest. You have to be willing. In the 9th chapter, he had to get them, try to get it, let y'all go, you were willing. 9 and 23 of the book of Oriel. He said, if any each will come after me. Why he ain't talking about their mama now? Why ain't talking about their kids? Why ain't talking about their houses, their cars? You know how big a fight is us? The biggest fight we got, people can say it's people. People can say it's other things. The truth of the matter, our biggest fight is us. Our biggest fight is us. And the reason why the fight is us, because there's always something about all of us we don't want to let go and give up. Even me. We all got stuff about us we don't want to give up, we don't want to stop. And until we're tested and tried on it to see that it is a problem. Nobody, like, it's a person or a person that's an alcoholic or a drug addicted person. None of the people say it's a problem until it's bad, until they lose things. Nobody, they got this marriage thing, they maintain it. It's not a problem. I can handle it. It's not until the relationship, it's not until the bills, till they lose the house, till their lives catch up with them, then everything gone. Then guess what they say? I want to try to fix it. I got a little problem. So we're not fully still at the point to where we want to admit we our own problems. Because of how we look at things and because we always base a lot of our rationale for how we'll serve or how much ourselves we'll commit it, we're based on other people. We don't want to be too far out there and other people not far out there. So we'll undercommit to a degree. You got to understand, everybody's illness is different than other people. That's why you go to the hospital, you'll never see everybody on the same floor. They have a floor for some people that have mental illness. They have a floor for people that's like in and out. Like everybody just go to emergency. That's why it's so clogged up. Because a lot of people still really in emergency. See, what people don't realize to show you that you don't have a brain, that's include me. You sit in emergency for 6 and 8 hours. Don't you know they trying to show you you really don't have an emergency? Because if you did, you wouldn't be sitting here for no 6 and 8 hours. We'd have got you straight in. We questioned you, took your information. Oh, how long? Whoa! What a person got to do, die in here? Go look at where the sign say at the top. Emergency. They got another side called walk-in. And you can, a lot of times people don't know, you can go on that side and get in quicker. Because everybody jump straight and holler, take me to emergency. So you got all these people here thinking they got emergency, and you couldn't have one, because there's no way we could leave you out here for 6 or 8 hours if you had an emergency. And it proved the fact you sat here. Y'all got it? But so a lot of time, people need to be reassessed and reevaluated and really look at what's important and understand what they need to do. And stop basing off what everybody else go and do. Understand your situation. In that hospital, they got different floors for a reason. Because some people crooked. They got ICU. They got some more, even more intense than ICU. They got IMCU. They got all kind of, because they got all these places done because different people need different help. And you got to look at what your situation is and don't base it off nobody else. You got to really set back and like, how important salvation is to you. How many of y'all, don't raise your hand because you'll tell a lie. It's really your foremost important thing. I'll tell y'all about me. It's very important to me. Foremost, I'm still pushing for that point. Don't lie to yourself. That's what gets you hurt. Okay? It's very important to me. Y'all got me? Is that the foremost, only important thing to me? No. I'll be telling you a lie. You don't need nobody to tell you a lie. This comes with you really evaluating things and getting the understanding. And the more you do, the more you realize it becomes critical to you. You got what I'm saying? Along the way, people lie. They say, you say, well, I'm going to say the most important thing to me in the world. Then you'll know what? Your servitude will show it. It is. We'll say things a lot of times. That's not what we are. And we drag it over from Christian antics. It takes things to happen in your life to make it become critical. It do. Don't let nobody fool you. Don't just, see, we thinking, you just got to say it. You got to, it's called lying. It's called flat out lying to yourself, okay? And that's why you're going to fail. Don't lie to yourself. It will become, you just come honest, you come innocent, you come to learn so you know. And that the more you begin to understand him, the more you get to understand how he does things, the more you begin to appreciate him. And that will grow and feather a love and a heart you'll have, an affectionate care. We talk about that connection, and all we understand that connection, we understand it from Jacob and Benjamin, who they call Benjamin. What they call him? What they call him in the Bible? Benjamin is what they call him. The tribe of Ben. Yeah, I said when you told I had to think about myself, thinking Franklin. So I said Benjamin Franklin came out, but Benjamin the son of his days. So you look at when he tried to explain to the relationship between the father and the son. When he talked to Joseph, who is his brother, and he tried to explain to him how critical it was to get that boy back to the father. See, y'all ain't gonna believe it. You ain't gonna believe it. Why y'all think Yahushua had to get out of him? Because his life was tied into him. He had to get back. He had to get him back. He wanted him to stay. He said, I got to get him back. Because their life tied into one another. See, had that situation not happened, we want to understand how in close proximity, how their relationship worked. Oh, come on. Do y'all understand how important it was for him to get back to him? He said, because their life is tied into him. He said, something should happen to him, it would take him down too. See, I got to remember, this was his word. See, he sent his word out. He said, it can't come back to me void. If this thing come back a slap in my face, it ain't what it was, and I said it. That's everything. Because he said, my life is tied into it. See, when he stretched forth his hand, he said, I live forever. He said, I swore on this thing. That what I told you, it has to happen that way. It can't go like, let me tell you how I used to process some things with it. It was some things I felt like, basically I felt like he couldn't do it. I said why I said that. And this is how I said it. I never said it out of my mouth that he couldn't do it. I said I would just accept. I would just accept. And the reason why I would do that, because I wanted him to be real in my life and if you would at least just do this. If that, I'll just take that, other than what you said it would be. But he want me to take him on. It's going to be exactly what I told you. And see, that was because I looked at, I hadn't always lived up to everything I said I was going to do. So I didn't have a problem if he didn't do everything he said he going to do. But I appreciate the fact he looked at, I couldn't make that deal with you. What I said I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it back. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. And a lot of times because of us, we'll base him on us. I know me. I can be honest and not really do what I'm supposed to do, or had an intent to do it, but it didn't work out that way. He said, yeah, but that's why I told you that I'm not an Ish, that I was Kazab. He said, neither I'm been an Ish. You know what I'm saying? If I said it, he said, I'll do it. If I said, he said, it's going to come to pass. Ain't that right? And Balaam said, behold, he said, he had gave him a commandment. He said, to Barak Yasharal. You know what he said? He said, I can't turn it back. I can't reverse it. So when Yahuwah put things out for us, he wants to have that confidence in him. See, nobody was cursing Yasharal. It don't matter. You know how many people you feel like have a control over your life? Somebody could put you out. Somebody could do this to you. Man, they could do this to you. They could do this. He said, nobody. If I said Barak you, I don't care about what they can't do it. It don't make no difference who they are, where they could. He said, if I said, what y'all think that whole story was about, this situation? Do you think Yasharal knew that they were being, somebody was trying to curse them? They had no idea. We learned about it. They had no idea. They were just out there. They were doing what he told them. They had no idea that somebody had watched them and said, listen, I need you to allow that something happen to them. That they fall, that they get taken down, that a bunch of them die, that their kids will die, that some will happen, that they all get sick. And Yahuwah told them, said, listen, if somebody going to come to you and they're going to ask you about cursing these people all along, don't do it. He said, I don't Barak them. And you know what happened? They didn't know. They kept coming back. When did ALAHYM change? He didn't. Guess what happened? And that was for you. He said, I'm ALAHYM. You ain't going to believe what he said I do. He said, that's why you ain't consumed. He said, I know what people been working on, what people done designated for you, but I said it ain't happening. I told you about one time, I had just bought this new car. This guy, he played like he was all, preacher got that car. And he had went in there and he had told the dispatcher, I had a dispatcher he'd feed me good too. Take care of me. And he had told the guy that he said, I'm gonna make him lose that car. He said, I ain't gonna give him no runs. My mind went straight back straight. Man, I'm gonna take a pipe. I was gonna go down. Listen, this is no lie. Yahuwah know I ain't lying. I was gonna bust his head open. In there, I was gonna kill him right at that table. I was gonna kill him and wait. I was gonna kill that man, leave him dead right at that table. And I was so pissed. I was just so mad. Cause that hurted me. I was like, you know what I'm saying, man? Why would you? And this guy, I'm like, why would they do this? He said, he's gonna lose that car, preacher. So he's gonna make you lose that car. Listen, I didn't. I just held and I kept. That man came right on back and kept feeding me. Now I would have killed that man. I would have killed that man because I believe that man had that power. I said, man, make me look, that man, I got a family. I was doing stuff. I mean, why would somebody do that? Why would you say that? And you know, he let me hear that. Listen, I ain't miss a beat. Now, had I stayed street, left me to my street and killed that man, I've been in prison and I've been justified in my own mind. In my own mind, that man just let me see. That man put that out of his mouth. He couldn't do it if he wanted to. But see, I needed that to happen, so I learned. But I'm telling you, me personally, my heart melt, and I was going to kill him. I looked at this. You're going to make me lose a car. This a car. This a car. It ain't that serious. Got what I'm saying? I'm going to kill this man. Yahuwah self-fit. I didn't kill him. It didn't happen. I never missed a beat. They had to let me see that. But see, until you have relationship issues with him and you have sex with the seed, how you going to have the confidence to wait? Had that not happened, then I'll be thinking, somebody, he can control my life. I gotta try to kiss them. I gotta keep her. They can make me lose everything. Here, let me see. These people can't do nothing. No more than I love them. And that's the same thing to you. if you stay a consistent course with the man, whatever he let them do, get how they gonna do it? Because he let them. And he'll let them show you so you'll know who made them do it, who allowed them to do it. That's the same way. And he'll let them do it to you just so he can turn and pull it off so you can see, Shaddad, I did it to you. Shaddad, I brought you out of it. How do these people come up with a relationship with him? They read about us? What book they read? These people had experience. Through their experience, we gaining more understanding. In the first chapter of the book of Philippians 1 and 12, and Shaul said, and many other Akim, he said they waxed strong through my bonds. And so they were much more bold. Listen, they ain't go through nothing. He said they got stronger through his bonds. How you think I got my strength? See, it started out with reading their story, understanding their story, but then you got to have your own advance. So when you get your own advance, your own occurrence, guess what? My confidence not just off of what happened to them, it's because I done it. See, y'all remember the woman that was at the well? Hello? You know, she went and told everybody, come see a man that said, that had told her everything she ever done. It did not to Mashiach. Y'all familiar with that? You know, she did go and tell some people that. And you know what they told her? They said, we also believe. They said, not because you said it. They said, because we also seen it. So they went to see first what she said. They came and let her know, not because of what you said. Because we also done seen and heard it. It's important. What if she turned around, you ain't seen that, and you found out she was a liar? Now, what you were believing, you stopped. Since they had their own experience with her, they just let her know, not because of what you said. Because we also, let's pick it up on right quick. 4th chapter, book of Yehukanan, they call John. I try to get y'all finished. That should be 22. Let's get 22, go down 30, probably about 30. Yehukanan, they call John. See, sometimes we just don't consider. I'm about to let Yahushua. We'll start at 22. Just go down. I said 22. We'll run down. Just want to run down for what you started. 22. All right. Listen what he told. Listen.
You don't know what you are shakar.
What you worship. Mm-hmm.
We shakar what we do know.
Yeah, oh, see that? This is what he told them. People don't know what they shakar. Shakar is the worship. All right, what they adore. All right, basically what they look at what you adore. When you adore something, what do? Cherish it. See, that's a different than just word. Oh, it's a different. He wanted them to know. They don't know what they were cherishing. Y'all got it? What was dear to them. He said, get what he said now. Listen, we do shakar what we do.
No.
He said, that's a difference. See, you're worshiping something. You don't even know what you're worshiping. He said, we're worshiping what we know. So information about him teaches you or informs you on how to shakar him, how to adore him. How am I supposed to adore him? Hand. I got a hall out there. Hall, you got one already. Is there another hall person out there? All right, you got an answer. You refer? Okay, he said refer. Let him know. Just as long as you're right. You know, first will be last. Go ahead. All what? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So, strength. That's right. That's not, see? That's what he told. Only how you know that? He said, because we know it. See, people should call him. He said, you don't even know what you should call him. He said, people don't know what they worship. They don't know what they adore. He said, we do know what we worship. So we know how to do it. Because he's looking for something. Let's see. Listen why. Because
Yeshua comes from the Yahudim.
You see that? He let them know. Now, he's telling you the difference because we're going back. They said we're turning it. Let's go down. Let's back up a little bit here. Because reasoning, rationale too, Yeshua, salvation comes from the Yahudim. So they understand something else. Now you understand why your book give you, you have a whole book of lineage. How's you going to say it come from there? How do you know that? I just got a strong feeling. That's not hard. All we got to do is go back through the genealogy. What we call the Tuledah. so we can know where it come from. That's why you'll read, listen, amazingly in the first chapter of Matthew, the gift of Elohim, when you read, he clearly shows you the genealogy of Yahushua, showing you that it came from Yehuda. So when he's saying this, this is evident. That's why the book tell you, the book of Abraham, it's evident that he sprang out. He came up. You know, spring means it comes up from. So it made sense. He's telling you that. You ain't going to believe it. Adam springed out. He called the mist to come on the ground. Okay. I guess a stream is not one, huh? A spring. They call it a spring of water, don't they? Wow. And he sprang up. That's what it looked. Man, when Adam, he met him, the ground was wet. Okay. Don't worry about it. Yahushua got up early. Y'all know what happened at night? Trees that screech. Grass that screech, plants. Am I telling the truth? That's how we know he sprang up. Hello? Go ahead. You'll start going out. Watch your grass. Anything come up in it, going to be wet. Go walk in and see. That's how we know he sprang up. Okay. Don't worry about it, people. That's what we saw. In the garden, when he called a mist, that's a spring. Okay. I guess the people don't know what's going on. All right. Get the thing, rain just came up from the ground. Don't worry about it. That's what he said. All right, because salvation, Yeshua, comes from the Yahudim, but the time is coming.
Indeed.
Of a true.
Is here now.
Uh-huh.
When the Amat worshiper will shakah the Abba, Ruagni, and Amat.
See, what they call spiritual, Ruagni is our word, right? And of the Amat, of the true. Listen why.
For these are the kind of the Abba wants, shakah him.
See, that he don't want nobody to do it. If you're not going to do it Ruagni, you're not going to do it Amat. He said, it's not going to be help. It's not going to be beneficial. I'm not looking for nobody to do anything different. Hello? Okay. Let me tell you something. Okay. Just to give you an idea of how you kind of look at this, just from us reading, we're going to look at a man that's called Daoud. They call him David. Yahuwah sent down a man and told him to go, and he wanted him to Mashiach, one of the Benim of Yeshua. Everyone he looked at, what did he find the problem? Wasn't him. What was he looking at? The outward appearance. And how did he say he looked? Wow. So the father was seeking such to worship him, shakah him. Ru'atni, because he saw Daoud's brother. He said, surely, Shamuel said, surely Yahuwah, he won't have put his Mashiach upon him, his anointing. He said, don't do him. He said, I don't see like you see. I'm looking on the law. You're looking at the outer appearance. That's why that makes sense. They were looking for somebody that was going to shakah him inwardly. See, it's a lot of things you can fake and you can do out exterior. Okay? You can't lie in him. See, when they're planted and it's set in him, that's just where it's at, regardless, okay? It's a lot of stuff. You can put clothes and cover up stuff. But what's on the inside is there, and that's what he's looking for. I'm looking for somebody that can do this from the inside. He got a lot of folk, they can get on the ground, they can holler, they can scream, they can sing, they can dance. He said, yeah, I'm looking for somebody to do it inwardly, though. And they're going to do it according to the Amat. Y'all got, like you said, with all your soul. Do y'all understand where we got to be at? All your soul, all your mind, all your strength. Come on, folks, we're not down. I'm not going to tell that like we're not down. But this is a process. This is an intellect that we had to get to. And that's what you look at. That's without exception. There's some things we will hold back on. And the reason we know, because we already been tested on it, he said, that's your problem right now. That's your problem right now. Huh? Yep. So we're working to get to that point. Because that's what he told you. That's what he said I'm looking for. If you're not there, he ain't even looking for you. See what I'm saying? I just want to be truthful with all of us. He's not looking for us. Unless we're willing to forsake all, to give all and do all. Y'all got what I'm saying? But that's going to come with trials and tests. Everybody can say yes with their mouth. Everybody say yeah. And because you're in a good place now, but when he start touching some things around you, be truthful with yourself, okay? All right, come on. Alahym is
Ruach.
Spirit. So it's going to make sense why somebody do it Ruach inwardly. Okay? He looking at, I had all them exterior people, they fell off. Exterior people don't last long. I got it? Come on. And
Worshippers must shakah him Ruachni and Amat.
That's why he wants you to do it, so it's an explanation of why. That don't make no sense. I lift up my hand, I raise my foot, all exterior. He said, let it come from the Lord, baby. Let it come from the Lord. It'll be honest. You have the Amat, you know why. This is surrendering. That's why when we pull out, we keep our hands up. It's what? Police, come out with your hands in your pocket. What finna happen? Finna get shot. You get yourself shot because you can pull something. Come out with your. That's why Yahuwah do it. That's why he have us to do it. That's why you look. See, you don't know. I do a couple preachers. I always see preachers do this. Is he looking for you? Because that's not why I told you to do it. I want you to understand why. It's a sign of submission, surrendering. Surrender yourself. That's what I need you to do. I need you to give up. I need you to look like you're not putting resistance up. Sometimes they're like, why the police still there? Because I feel like you still not surrendering. Sometimes people, they'll come, I don't see why the police had to still get them out. Because I need you to be total in submission. You're okay. Man, nigga, they got to be good enough for a nigga right here. I'm good. Nigga, I ain't got time to do all that. You don't wonder why your blackjack beat up, stumped on the ground. I need to have you to where you're not a threat. Sometimes we pull out. Guess what we do? Face to the ground. What the F? I need to feel like you're not a threat. I need to feel like you're obeying commands. So I give you laws and statutes. I need to make sure you're not a threat. If I feel like you're resistant, if I feel like you're a threat, I'm going to hurt you. Now you're going to make me be Shaddai. I'm going to violently hurt you because you're not submitting. Okay, that's what he told you. He told you that I'm saying, Akeem, my Lord desire for Yasharal is that they might be saved. Yes, sure. For I bear them record they have a zeal of Elohim, but not for they being ignorant of Elohim's and gone about to establish their own and have not. So you ain't gonna believe what he did to Yasharal. I had to break them down and they submit. They was a threat. You're a threat. Threats gotta be met. You're a threat because you still got your own will. I need to make sure that you're not a threat. Guess who know me? Guess who know me? And no, I ain't finna do nothing. Me. Guess what a police officer don't know? Me. So I need you to do what I tell you. I know when I get you to this point, you ain't a threat. That's how I want to know you're not a threat. Not a runner. That's how I need you. Yahuwah need to know us. I need to know you. He needs to know us the way he needs to know us. I need to know you is not a threat. You keep saying what you ain't, but you are. You keep saying you listen, you're not. You're not bending, you're not breaking, you're not giving in, you're not yielding. But you keep saying you're a good person. You scare me. He look at you, we scare him. He needs total submission. We need, let me do where I'm at and let me just grow from there. That's to tell the police, lock me, don't put on handcuffs and let me ride in the front seat by the shotgun that's sitting around. How many that sound like an alright deal? Why not? How many of y'all wouldn't do nothing? If the police let you roll in the front seat, I'm gonna lock you up, but I put you in the front, I'll put you in the front seat by the shotgun, you ain't gonna do nothing. And he gonna trust you? That's how you look. You asking for a lot. I don't trust you. We ain't gained that kind of trust. That's not where we at. I need you to take the back seat. Take the back seat. You know, right? I got to put you in a humble state. I got to know you're not a threat. When I know you're not a threat, I can put you where I feel like you're secure, you're not a threat to yourself or me, then I can take it off. Right now, we're a threat. You're a threat to yourself because you can still go commit qatar. That's why he keep us. That's why y'all think you're a threat. I get a call, come get you. You tell him you don't kill yourself. What's that? Here go my gun. I can't take no chance. You put somebody in your mouth. Oh man, I changed my mind now. I was tripping. We're gonna trip all the way down here and we're to the psych ward. We're gonna go all the way through everything. Cause right now you don't put somebody in your mouth. And these folks will put you say, man, it's extreme. Folk can't change their mind. Well, I know what came out your mouth, and this is where we're going at this point. The game doesn't change. Y'all got it. So Yahuwah need to make sure we understand where you're at. And he need to know, and he needs to break it down in the more humblest state to make sure I got you where I can use you. Some people, you'll realize, sometimes they'll get some people, they'll make them trustee. They'll still be arrested, but they'll start to relinquish some of the things, and they'll start to give them a little freedom, give them a little ability inside. Work your way on up from now, then until you get yourself to freedom. Okay? Well, right now you need to be taken into custody. Hello for the crime we committed. I'm just being honest. If best he do it on this side, then you get on the other side. You're on the other side, ain't no repentance from that. It's the best opportunity we got now to set, examine, assess ourselves, and know why we're doing what we need to do. Well, I'm saying, know why you're doing what you're doing, whether it's stupid or whether it's right. Time to make changes. Can't worry about other people, how people look at you. If people will never stop looking at you a certain way, that's just life. If people, I got family, they'll never forgive me. That's their problem. I've been got paid how other folk look. At some point, you got to care about yourself. If you can fix your relationship with him, that's the only thing you can do with people. People going to be people. You people, how many of y'all got people, honestly, you ain't forgave? So why you think somebody supposed to forgive you? We people. That's it, people. People, that's what we all have our hang up. People got to hang up. You can't be worried about other folk hang up. If you know what you're doing, that's the only thing you can do. You're going to always have a constant worrying of what people think, how people think, what people feel about it. At the end of the day, that's your soul. What did you create? Look at what you created. Has anybody thought anything about you for no reason? That don't know you hadn't had an incident or situation with? Well, don't expect nothing to just go away like that. Then you learn how hard it is to clean up your credibility. You know what not to mess up. You just go clean slate. Everything you do is start over. Nobody holding it up. You keep doing the same thing. That's life. What life teaches over kind of time is you just start really looking at your decisions you make. And look at how critical things you do. And it can hurt you for the rest of your life. But that's part of what we got to do. At the end of the day, that's the cross we all got to bear to be saved. It's stuff I got to steal with, I got to live with for the rest of my life. That's the cross I got to bear to be saved. It don't matter if I stay here and go, it's still something I got to bear the rest of my life. And you want to be all, I want off my mind, I just want to be free. You want to go do it again. He leave it on for a reason, because I want you to remember, so you consider. That's something he put on, he marked it so you remember it. If he took the stuff out of me I did, I'd have been gone. I'd have been gone. It just makes sense. I ain't got nothing on me. I got something still, when you still got stuff on you like that, where you going? Where you going? He lived up for a reason to get it right. Just like Yahushua, you ain't gonna believe it, he kept an accusation right over his head. They talking, you know what I'm saying? Man, I don't like when folk hold stuff on my head. Well, they held over Yahushua's head, didn't it? So why are we looking at when folk hold stuff over our head? They held over his head, didn't they? Part of life. Live with it. Criticize, ridicule. They put it to ridicule. It's up to you to make things true or false. Y'all got it? All right, let's do. Aim.